Tonight on Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, we have Taco Mike from Taco
everybody.
Moto. He's in a giving mood.
Maybe.
Because it's the holiday season, and as much as we like to only reward winners and punish losers, you're going to have to watch this show to see what comes out.
Stay tuned. It's an interesting twist.
And
Nobody saw it coming.
just like my shirt or sweater or whatever we call
Don't
it.
watch it for that. Just listen to it. Turn
Enjoy-
that video off.
Enjoy the show. Live from Pahrump. I'll talk into the microphone. This is Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. This is episode number 166 of your favorite Tuesday night way to waste time. We are live on the Instagrams just for a few minutes, but thanks for joining us. We're live on Facebook. We're live on... What else are we live on? YouTube's. Yeah. So thanks for joining in. And tonight we have a pretty special guest.
I don't know if it's that special. Thank you for the high sell, though.
So high sell. Speaking of high sell, this is Taco Mike from Taco Moto.
What's up?
So say hi to all of our Tech Talk fans. You know, I had Tech Talk Taco Tuesday and Tech Talk and Taco before you did. I mean, you had Taco Moto.
I was Taco Moto. So, yes, to be clear, I was Taco Moto before your Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. However, I have co-opted the brand and use Taco Talk occasionally when I do our little...
Taco Talk. That's good. I mean, any tech...
Do I owe you a royalty?
No.
I don't use tech.
No.
I never say tech. I just say Taco Talk.
Taco Talk.
Are you okay with that?
It has nothing... That name has nothing to do with motorcycles, just like this one does. And everybody wonders why we call it Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. For those that don't know, my name is Jimmy Lewis. I am the in charge of this show. What do I do here besides talk about myself?
You talk about a lot of racing.
We don't talk about racing at all. That's not very much. We talk about motorcycles and motorcycle-related products. I used to have my co-host tell me that. This show would not be possible without the help of some of our awesome sponsors. Yamaha, Blue Crew.
Ride Blue.
I would talk about Yamaha right now, but they don't care what I say in this show, and they haven't given me an ad read, and they're stoked on it. So it's all good. So I've been riding a Tenere 700.
I saw it out there. It's beautiful. I just bought one too, by the way.
Dude, they're awesome. Okay, if you want to get into a Tenere adventure line, like taco parts or something like that,
there's a lot of room on that bike.
A collab. I got to talk to my buddy at Rottweiler, because if I don't talk to him first, you could tarnish that relationship.
Yeah, I think
too. But because he's adventure bikes too, but he's pretty KTM, and you're kind of KTM.
Yep.
But you said it first. You said we could do this, and you have one.
I have one,
which is a whole different game. So I'm a sellout. I'm a shill for all of my advertisers. I said that live, so everybody knows. But thanks for joining in. If you're on the Instagrams and you have questions, ask the questions right now. Wait, let's see. There's a lot of somebody named Man Bites Dog. I don't know what they want.
That's probably verified. That's a verified account.
It's a verified account. So we're trying to keep everything under control here. If you want to ask a question, ask a question. Do you still ride in garden gloves? Did I ever ride in garden gloves?
You must have said it because he believes it.
I don't think I did. I wear Climb gloves, by the way. Climb is a big sponsor of this show. I'm always wearing Climb products.
Always.
And they do not make this sweater. And I have no idea
They need to.
I have no idea where this sweater came from. And I'm going to wear it. And you're going to have to look at it until I find out. That's what I decided to do. Because I don't have to look at it, you do.
It brings out your eyes really well.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
It's beautiful.
That's super sweet. But we'll talk about our Tenere line very quickly. DDC, our first sponsor. I need to talk to Nate now because I have some sprocket needs that I noticed today.
And he has some in stock. I saw a post. He's making a big batch.
I need them for adventure bikes. I need them for my 1090.
Ooh, I don't know that he has coverage for that.
He does. He actually, I run him on my 1090 and 1190, and I have stock wheels and I have W wheels, and they have different carriers. So I've been running my W wheels, so I switched everything over to those carriers, and now I'm just like, I need to switch wheels again because I wear tires out pretty quick. So now more sprockets.
Good.
Fasst Company. So my bar pad on my Fasst Company flex handlebars matches my shirt.
Tonight's shirt.
Yeah, tonight's shirt. But it says it's the American bar pad, and what does it say on it? Freedom? No, it says. I stared at it. Well, I don't really look at the bar pad that much while I'm riding, but it's a really cool. I have a picture someplace. But Fasst Company flex handlebars. They also make foot pegs. I'm pretty stoked on the wide foot pegs they made for my Tenere. And
they make those vibration inserts that thread into the end of the bars. Those are good.
Correct. Yeah, the vibration dampeners.
Yep.
And do you know that you can tune those?
With the O-ring.
Yeah, by spacing. Spacing helps, and also by cutting grooves in them, changing the weight on them. You can actually you don't have to cut a groove in it like on a lathe or something. You can actually cut a piece off of it and change the way they work. But fast frequency,
the frequency where it operates at best, where it's most effective.
Fasst Company makes a lot of that. Seat Concepts, the hot seat hotline is live and active. We're going to get some calls on this tonight. That number, if you need to know what it is 775-318-5515. It's up in the chat. If you're watching live, you can call in. And sometimes callers get gifts. I'm just saying that out loud. I hate to go down that avenue, but we can try to entice you some way, shape, or form. Bulletproof Designs. I like their radiator guards. And you think there's a better one out there.
Let's talk about Seat Concepts.
Okay. Those are great seats, right? Can we agree on this?
Yeah, fully. I have a great Lennon Smith story. So we were at the Adventure Rally, KTM Adventure Rally, Idaho, and I brought the new 450. I bought an XCF, 23 450 XCF. Brought it up there. We put graphics on it. It was looking super fly. I don't know if you saw it or not. It had that blue, the jazz, the 90s design.
I actually didn't see it there because you notice when I'm at these events,
you're working hard.
Spun.
Yeah.
Call it. But
I know you're working your ass off.
I saw posts on some grams or something like that. Instant grams, they call them?
Honey grams.
So just like we're here, I saw that and I did see that. So it was a match. It was a match made in heaven.
Well, so we had an orange seat on it because that bike comes with an orange seat, and the color was wrong. The seat was wrong. It looked just super terrible. And so I walked over to Lyndon and asked him if he had fitment for that, and he said we are pre-production on it, pre-release. However, at the shop we have like a builder sample, like an in-house one. And he got on the phone and he called somebody who was coming to the venue.
So this is a 23.
23.
Which, okay, because I was down there, and this is a cool thing about Seat Concepts is they have a little lab in there.
Oh yeah, a development fitting lab, absolutely.
You're going to talk about you went to Athena.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that because that was pretty cool. But they have a little lab in there where they have this table and they do 3D modeling of all the seats, and then they figure out how they're going to make them. And they have all these color. I mean, he just was walking around. And he tossed me the color sample for the seat cover material, right? Yeah. And he goes, here's all the colors we can have, but we have to buy it in these giant rolls. And sometimes you wonder, why does a seat cost this much money? And a complete seat especially. He has to make the base, and yeah, you can get the base, but you have to 3D print this thing and get it set up, and then you have to have it molded, and the molds cost. And when you have to buy this giant roll of color, and you're like, I want this special color. Well, here's these rolls that aren't cheap, to made to their specifications, because it's not just an off the shelf fabric. It's special because, trust me, your car seat does not have to go through the same torture that a motorcycle seat does.
Right, you're not going to have to be gripper and all those other attributes.
Yeah. So yeah, nice. So he brought up an awesome one.
Yep. So we got a hold of somebody at the office, and they brought that internal sample that was not for release yet. And then I watched him. Somebody brought him a stapler, and I watched him. Lyndon, I hope you're listening. It was badass. He friggin' tore my old seat apart, stapled it on there, built me a seat right there. I watched in real time Mr. Lyndon Smith, founder, CEO, and operator of Seat Concepts, make me a seat in real time in Idaho. It was fantastic, and the seat looks super good, really damn good.
Do you know the story of Seat Concepts and Lyndon?
I do, but you tell it better.
Well, no, I probably don't, but he was just building seats for vintage bikes in his garage.
Yeah.
And it's turned into and he just, every time it was like, he was like, how can I make this better? How can I? He was installing, what was it, the paneling or something inside of bathrooms? Or he was a like a you know, kind of
like his day job
in the trades, yeah. And he was doing this on the side, and it's pretty amazing how that company has skyrocketed. And there's a lot of good seat companies out there. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of, you know, I remember Seat, CEET, this is back when they made the safety seat. So when you had your YZ125, the seat stopped at the gas tank, and they put this little thing on the front that went up, and it was the safety seat.
Oh, like a nut guard
just
kind
like
of thing?
every single seat on every single motorcycle.
They were the first ones that brought it up that far.
Right. And so, you know, and it's funny, he goes, I remember those. He goes, I was trying to get product from them for my vintage builds, and I had to make my own because they didn't have it. And they went out of business.
So Lyndon reminds me in a lot of ways of Chris from Motion Pro, somebody who is always looking to improve themselves, their process, their products. I'm very impressed with what they do, as well as with Chris.
Chris Carter, and the cool thing about both of those companies, Motion Pro and Seat Concepts, and the companies that I'd add one more to our list. Just by the way, Double Take mirrors.
Yeah, Ned.
Those are awesome. So all the companies that support us support the sport, and they're enthusiasts. They're people that ride, race, are intimately involved in it, and they took their passion and they put their passion into their business. And I was actually talking to Erica today. You saw Erica rolling around here earlier.
Yep.
And we were talking about, she ran into someone else that she works. She's in technology and electronic, digital. Like what does Erica do? I know cybersecurity. So it's technical. It's like crazy. I don't know. I'm just a motorcycle racer.
We're just mechanics. She's hunting Russian hackers.
So we were talking about your job, and I said, "Oh, did you talk to so and so about this?" Because they were super on the inside of something big that everybody knows about. But you know, I don't want to give away names and places. And she goes, no, we don't talk about work. And I'm like, well, because she was riding dirt bikes. She's out riding dirt bikes with this person and a friend and something like that. And I'm like, you didn't ask about that? He goes, no, we don't talk about work. And I'm like, I ride dirt bikes for a living. I do this show, like I talk about dirt bikes, and I'll talk about dirt bikes to anybody at almost any time, I think. And we started distilling it into this interesting discussion about like what's work and what's not. Like I'll talk firewood too. I used to do that. I'll still talk about it. It's not off limits because it's work. And then I'm going, and people told me this all the time. It's like, Jimmy,
I sort of think, Jimmy, if you get started on any topic, I think you're going to run with it.
No, I'll shut up when I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but it's in your wheelhouse at all. You're stoked.
Well, I get excited to learn something. And that in reality is the thing, and that's what I asked her because I think she wanted to know the answer to the question that I had too, but she couldn't ask it, or it might have just put a damper on their fun that they were having. You can't bring that work in. And I'm like, I like my job so much, I'll talk about it anytime. And then we started distilling this. It's like, oh yeah, every once in a while I get really dumb questions or the same. I hate to say there's a dumb question. It's not a dumb question. It's a stupid question.
An overasked question, maybe? Maybe ill-conceived?
Uninformed.
Uninformed question. That's a better word for it. So and it's like, at that point, it kind of annoys me, and I'll try to answer it, but my answer might be a little short, little thing. Just cut it, clip it. But it's not because I don't want to answer the question. It's just, but that's how much I like what I'm doing. And then it's like, Jimmy, you've never worked a day in your life.
So I have a great story about you if you want to hear it.
Well, you can go.
And Chris, and I'm going to loop in Pete from Moscow Moto. So if you notice, I'm not wearing climb tonight. I'm wearing a Moscow Moto jacket.
That's okay. We don't discriminate here. You can bring in your own.
You've got your brands,
sponsors and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, if I wasn't wearing this Pabst Blue Ribbon sweater that I don't know where I got it from, it just showed up in a bag at my house, I would be wearing a climb jacket that would be at least as good as that one, if not better.
Okay.
So there we go.
So when you were talking about Chris, Motion Pro, and we're talking about Lyndon, so these are guys who run their operation at a very, these guys represent, to me anyway, the benchmarks of how to run a motorsport Company. And when I met you for the first time in Breckenridge, Colorado, so this would have been 3 years ago at the KTM rally. Is that right? 3 years? Mm-hmm. So whatever that was, 3 years ago. I think that's right. So I was there with RTW Paul Smith. So he's a guy who's got a 500. He's ridden around the world many times. He's headed to South America here very soon. I had bumped into him. Well, I guess I met him. No, so I'm kind of getting out of order here. Let me just take one step back.
Does this story involve me cool guying you?
I don't know what that is.
Cool guy?
What is that?
It's where the guy blows you off?
No, you didn't do that.
I didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you were kind and generous.
Wasn't that cool?
No, you were very kind, very generous, very warm. So I went to that adventure rally, sitting on the bubble of trying to decide if I wanted to launch a moto business, because for years I'd been in electrical in the electrical contracting business, so doing building automation systems, fire alarm systems, like construction. I was an electrical contractor in essence, doing that sort of work, specialty stuff, and then always on the side working on bikes and developing my own stuff for bikes and building bikes, and then was really deciding like, damn, should I bite the bullet and then do something full time? Because I was kind of sitting on I could have gone either way. So I went to that KTM rally. I met you for the first time. I met Chris. I met Pete and Ashley, and C Concepts was there, and I met Scott Harden. And so I met people on that KTM rally where I was super, you could say naive. I was excited. I was like eyes wide open. I was meeting all of you guys who are just like legends in the sport. And a couple of things struck me that I think I have embodied.
Hold on a second. Like Scott Harden certified me as a legend right there.
You are a legend. He's a legend.
Yeah. Okay. Just check. I just want to throw that out.
I like how that's right there.
Yeah. Just it was there. It wasn't planned.
It wasn't just Scott.
It wasn't a plan.
It's Johnny
Campbell too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny's kind of a shill for me. That's okay. I advertise in Johnny Campbell Racing or something.
The two of you guys are like peas and carrots. So I meet these guys, I meet you guys, and what I take away is, first of all, the genuine warmth, sincerity, and hospitality of the people in this industry, the people at the high levels in this industry. I have met people in other industries who are, CEOs and operators of businesses who are just straight up asshats.
Yep.
Okay. So I think there is something special and unique about our industry. And I think that the people who run those businesses in our industry are very unique and very special. And I just sucked it in. I sucked in your energy. I pulled some from Scott and Chris, Pete, and so many of these people that it sunk into a level that when I decided I was going to go ahead and go for it, I thought I'm going to shadow them, and I'm going to like spiritually sort of be guided by them. And we, as an organization, Taco Moto, we don't advertise. We take any money that we would have spent on traditional advertising and we pump it in and add to that by many magnitudes back into the sport, into riders, into sponsoring people.
You advertise. You advertise on this show.
I advertise with you, yes. Fair enough.
But you know that in our negotiation we went into, it's like I don't just want to get money from you. You need to do something for our listeners.
Yes. Because
I'm the same way. I'm blessed that I somehow ended up where I'm at in all of the things that I've done. And I don't believe in luck. I believe in like definitely this thing called luck is made by hard work and dedication and desire and all these things. And so my racing, my joy of motorcycles led me to motorcycle racing, led me to motorcycle journalism, to photo model, whatever the hell I did. I don't know.
Photo modeling.
Photo model was a big part of it. Like that was before journalism. I mean, like I made way more money if I could get paid my photo modeling rates. Like, and I'm not talking about standing next to the thing and posing.
When you were cute and had hair.
Dude, I saw guys like Jimmy Hawley and Kenny's Art and Lance Morwood banging berms in dirt bike and motocross action, and I said, I want to be that guy. And for a while, I got to be that guy, and then I realized it's like, okay, there's more to life than this. I mean, I could probably still be doing it to this day. Well, not really. Yeah, I could. I can fake it because you can't tell under the helmet, right? I don't need a boob job every 3 years to keep current. But my grinder fans would probably like that, though, right?
Troy Hicks is reminding you about your grinder modeling.
Okay.
Your OnlyFans, is that this other thing? This phone is over here on OnlyFans?
This is the on the grams or something like that. Actually,
Only
shit.
grams.
I'm on Jimmy Lewis. I'm supposed to go on a dirt bike test. Go over to dirt bike test. Actually, we're going to hang up on you. You should join the show.
Oh, this is off the rails. I'm out.
You should join the show on YouTube's or something like that. One of those other things. So
Dirt Bike Test YouTube.
Dirt Bike Test YouTube, Dirt Bike Test Facebook, and Dirt Bike Test everywhere.
Bye,
Thank you.
OnlyFans.
Done. Yeah, I'm going to save this one. It was probably actually pretty good. And now.
Well, I'm going to take this pause opportunity to throw something at you. You are a legend in the sport, but you're also, and I've told you this before to your face, I'll say it again here for all to hear. There's nobody that's doing what Jimmy Lewis is doing. No one is out there putting in the effort and energy back for free into the community like you are. The knowledge base that you have, the experience, the wisdom, the understanding, the mechanical aptitude, all the inside experience that you've gained through your career. You are, you're the only person I know that's out there that's pumping all that energy back into the community like you are. And so it's an asset what you do, and some of us appreciate it and acknowledge it and thank you for it. I think there's a lot of people who probably don't, and that's fine too. You're going to keep doing what you're doing. I think it's badass. Everything you've got going on, I think, is legendary and fantastic. I hope it never ends. Never die.
No, it's good. I do it literally because I love it. I mean, I enjoy talking about dirt bikes. I enjoy spreading the word. I want, and the purpose of the show, besides talking about me and myself and us and me and I, is actually to try to dispel some good
and help
information.
People.
Yeah,
helping riders.
So when they have questions, when there's questions that kind of come up, and it's funny because. Some people, half of these the show has to be entertaining, but also I would like it to be educational in some way, shape, or form. And you're literally getting kind of an inside line to certain aspects of the motorcycle industry.
Because you have those contacts and that inside information.
Right. I'm protective of a lot of it because I do work for companies, and I can't talk about it's 2 and 3, 4 year, 3 whatever years out or different things, and there's other stuff where you're developing a product and you may have knowledge.
You keep your secrets.
Yeah, that's the nature of the job. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff we've learned that's just on the tip of my tongue, and you ask, and I can answer, 9 out of 10 questions without referring to a reference manual. And I always make the disclaimer that you're getting this for free.
Sure.
You're getting this for free, so just...
That's how valuable it is.
That's how valuable it is. It's pretty much... It's good. When you find... You're trying to do a tile job in your bathroom at your house, and you trying to figure out how to back butter a tile the proper way, and then your wife goes on the internets and she gets some hot dude that's just slapping the butter on the damn back of the thing and makes it look easy, and she's like, "You're not doing it right."
It's a great analogy. It's a great visualization. I'm totally tracking with you.
Of the hot guy slapping butter on the back of a tile.
So the Moto Show has now turned into the Hot Tile Home Improvement Show.
Hot Tile Talk. One of my favorite shows is an Adam Carolla podcast called Ace on the House.
Okay.
And so are you familiar with Adam Carolla?
Yeah, I know him, but I don't know that show.
So he has a million podcasts, but he is one of the best podcasters, probably one of the most popular podcasters.
Behind you.
No, not even close. Not even close. Is Mike just blowing me this whole show? Like, what do we... It's because of the shirt, I'm sure. He did buy the pizza, though, or he threatened to. No, he does this one called Ace in the House, where in his former life, before he was a comedian, actor, all these things like this, podcaster mainly. He worked in the trades, in the industry, and he does this one where they talk about, like, if you're working on your house, you call up. It's like this show, except about home improvement. And they hardly talk about home improvement. They dive deep into it when you get into it. And you're talking to somebody that knows what they're talking about. And that's what's cool. But the whole show is entertaining. They do a little singing, which Matt just told me no. No singing.
Hard pass.
Hard pass.
You're going to get those rainbow bars on the screen.
Hey, if anybody knows how to do a country jingle on the guitar or something like that, I have a song I wrote that I really need some work on, because it's holding up a big video project that I have financial obligations. Thank you, Double Take Mirror, by far the best bolt-on mirrors known to man. Yeah. Thanks, Ned. So, okay, back. You can start talking about.
Well,
me
so
again.
check it out. This is where I'm going with all this. It's the holiday season. It's Thanksgiving. I spent the last week or so just being reflective and thinking about where I am in the industry, people, the kindnesses that have been extended to me, and I think it's valuable in our own personal. I think it's just important that people at least once a year do a little self-reflection. I've done it. You were on my list. There's others. I mentioned who I mentioned. I have others as well. So that's the spirit where I'm coming from.
Because
end scene.
Yes.
Now we'll just shit on you the rest of the time.
Oh, that's fine. I hate. Shut up, Matt. I hate.
There's a reason why I've been quiet.
You're.
I'm just waiting my turn.
I actually don't take the compliments very well. I literally don't because I don't. Sometimes I don't feel like I deserve them.
You probably don't.
Thank you. But so I remember. I don't remember meeting you in Colorado at Breckenridge. Don't remember this at all.
I will say that you had tied one on. You were looking. Your cheeks were red. Your nose was red.
Oh, I was hanging around Chris from Rottweiler. Chris,
yeah, it was in the bar.
So they had a tequila.
We met in the bar. That's all you need to.
So they had a tequila drinking contest.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they were actually picking on one of a new kid that was working at another company. And, this is indoctrination and stuff like that. And I had a couple.
Hazing?
Yeah, it might have been hazing. I had a couple tequilas, and then I realized what was going on. I'm like, oh, no. Because I actually really do enjoy tequila, but not in quantity, in taste. And the first couple he bought were really, really good tequilas. And then it just went downhill from there. So I do remember.
I tasted it.
It wasn't much of a slide, I think. That's my theory.
I do remember. So I do remember that. But anyways, I'm glad I was nice because sometimes, actually, my wife does tell me it's okay when you drink because you're nicer. Not to her, but I mean to everybody else.
Hence the tequila on the table here for every show.
This place looks like
This looks like a bar with microphones. Is what this looks like.
My desk is filled with shot glasses and tequila bottles.
Yeah.
I think this place actually looks like a kind of a frat house, but like with somebody had way too much money and got sick of drinking all the really expensive tequila.
It's a frat house with daddy's credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is if you're a recovering alcoholic, this is super triggery. Never come here. In fact, I don't even know if watching this could be too triggering. Here's a beer can, but we'll put that off.
Well, it's got Mr. Happy on it. Grab it.
Oh, who's this guy?
Mr. Happy. Yeah. So Mr. Happy sometimes can become my alter ego. If I really need to say something, he sits over here, we give him his own mic, and he starts saying stuff.
He says the stuff that you can't say.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So anyways.
So that's that. Well, let's talk about who else do you have on the sponsor list?
But you had no, we're not. We're going to talk about Taco Moto in a minute. You actually had an interesting thing that white sheet for modifying a KTM, I don't know, 500 or something at the time.
Yeah, it was
whatever.
an EXC specific.
Did you send that to me, or how did I acquire that, or did I dig it up on the internet myself?
Somebody had sent it to you, and then you had talked about it on the program, and then somebody texted me, and they're like, Jimmy Lewis is talking about your little white sheet. And then I think I sent you an email, and I think we corresponded a little bit before we got to Idaho.
It was the first guy, and it was the first time I'd seen somebody, because you just barely started up Taco Moto selling stuff.
Yes, I hadn't really kind of officially launched.
You were doing stuff in your garage.
I was kind of hawking a few things out of the garage, basically. Yes.
Okay, so it was one of the first times I'd seen something that was, you could tell somebody was trying to sell something, but they were doing it honestly. In our business, sometimes especially, and we talked to, what do we call it, low hanging fruit? When we were talking about the reed valve thing. I have a reed valve in my hand, which is my favorite thing, and Mike,
I'm hoping we get to this.
hates it, or
No, I don't hate it at all.
Hate it? I don't
No,
know.
I'm on record
I'm looking
to
for-
tell people they should consider leaving it in.
Depends on what you want.
Depends on what you're after.
what you want.
Depends on what you're after.
And so anyways, it's a white sheet. Was a really good evaluation of exactly. It's like, okay, this guy has ridden these bikes. He's tested them. He's tried these different things. These steps make sense.
I applied the engineering method to motorcycles. Wow, shocking, right?
It is, actually. It's just a process. It's like, I think they teach you this in like
Other industries.
well, like where did you have to do? Because I have a hard time remembering school because I just doodled pictures of motorcycles and couldn't wait for the bell to ring so I could go ride one.
Sounds about right.
But you had a Matt. You're going to have to help me with this because you've been to school sooner than I was. Although I notice you're forgetting a lot of things. You do the it's like the lab thing where like in chemistry or something like that. You have a
scientific method.
Scientific method. Okay, this is right. You're going down. So you have a hypothesis.
Yeah.
And then what's the next thing?
I believe it's experimentation.
Experimentation.
Well, now I'm going to look it up.
To test the hypothesis.
Yeah, to test the hypothesis, and then you
Then you have the conclusion.
conclusion.
Well, no, we're missing observations. We're missing some. We're missing some.
Yeah. So
Observations, and then there's peer review.
yeah, there's some steps in this thing, and that's how you. If you want him to shut up, we just point the camera at him. And
does that run him out of the room?
He runs out. Did you see how I got the pizza? There was one slice of pizza left, and he was grabbing it, and I was live on Instagram, and he went for it, and I turned the camera at him, and he just backed off.
Does his witness protection contract require him to stay off camera?
No, he believes that there's evil inside of filming.
I have no soul.
He doesn't want to have his soul taken out.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, my soul's gone long ago. So, Matt, what is it?
Observation, research, hypothesis, experimentation, analyze data, and report conclusions.
So hypothesis comes later.
It's we'll say it's the third step.
Okay.
If you already know it, if you already know what you're talking about and you've already done a lot of research, it's probably the first step. But
so in motorcycle testing these days, the hypothesis is done first. You've decided what you're going to try to prove.
There's a lot of people.
The conclusion comes first, probably.
Yeah, and so this is a big problem that a lot of this goes way beyond motorcycles. There's a lot of people out there who come to the conclusion and then they try to support the conclusion versus come to the hypothesis.
I'm going to give them
come to the conclusion.
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and make it so that they kind of decide. Yeah, they figure out what they want to tell you, and then they're going to go down the path to tell you that. So it's not really a scientific method at that point.
No, it's supporting.
It's
supporting.
Yeah, so it's kind of
We're getting a little deeper than
engineering
motorcycles.
ethics, important aspect. Chris Reel says you're familiar with Chris.
I talked to Chris. Yeah, Chris and I are talking about some cool stuff.
Doing some stuff.
You and I and Chris have talked about some stuff.
Chris and I test things differently. He's more a scientist and an engineer, and I got my ass, and it's got some seat, and it talks to me.
It takes all kinds.
Ass and the seat feel.
I think all evaluation is valuable.
My butt dyno is better than any real dyno.
That's science. It's ass science.
Okay, so your white sheet was pretty awesome. I said, this guy's thought about this, and it kind of went through the steps, and it was like, this is good. And then we started communicating, and then we went riding that one time. You came out with a couple buddies that had tacoed bikes. Were they tacoed at that time?
I don't know. I don't remember. There were a couple of bikes. I just had some bikes in the garage, and so I don't think I grabbed a personal bike. I think I had a bike that was in transition. It was being bought or sold, something like that. And Nancy was there. Nancy Rutherford. She is a badass chick rider. She's really good. She's in Mexico right now.
She's come to my school a couple times. She's a chef, right?
She is.
Yeah, she was living out here with staying at a friend's house, and then she came to the school one time. I remember, but I remember riding, and I was riding a completely 100% box stock. I think it was a Husky 501 at the time.
You had a very pristine 501, very low hour.
Yeah, and when we were going up these sand washes, which are kind of horsepowery and traction-y sand washes. And I remember riding past some of the guys with their beluga pipes and spinning and wheel thing. And then we started having this discussion about like power versus traction versus usability versus drivability. And the more technical the riding got, the more the stock bike started, I think, performing better just overall, just on average, less wheel spin, hookup and things. And it's like, then it was like, well, where do you want to ride versus where do you want to talk about how much power your bike has? Like, where's the, and it comes down to, drivability. And I always say, people say, oh, I want my bike to have more power. I go, okay, then I'll give you the free answer. This is one of those things in the show. This is
the best free advice ever.
Jerry Bernardo, if you're watching, if you're out there, if you're listening somehow, Jerry, I'll channel you because aliens brought him here last time, literally delivered via spaceship, which is normal around here. just twist it farther. Yeah, if you need more power, turn the throttle farther. And then when you run out of throttle, then we can start discussing more power, because then I'm going to ask you the second most important question. Were you at peak RPM for horsepower? Not peak RPM of the motor, like rev limiter RPM, because usually there's a fall off. On most bike, it's very rare that one runs straight
all
into
the way to the end.
All the way.
None do.
There's usually a fall if they
I
design
don't
these
think any
motors.
KTM's power to the moon.
I've yet never seen a bike that runs into. Well, I've seen them run into a rev limiter at a peak, but it was not a stock bike. And you know, there's a sign off, and then I go, "Were you at peak RPM, peak horsepower RPM?" And the question is yes. And then I go, "Well, I would bet that you're not, but okay."
How do you know?
Because I've ridden.
No, I'm not talking to you. You would ask them. Well, how did you know that you were there?
No, I don't know, and I'll never be able to, because they've told you that they were at peak RPM or something like that, and I'm like, okay, so when is this? And then at that point, when is this a problem? Like, at what point what were you trying to do that caused this like lack of horsepower, that you couldn't turn the throttle farther and you couldn't use a little bit more RPM? And then the question is, well, then it's by that point they're like, well, no, I just want to bolt some shit onto my bike and make it faster. Okay, then you're right. Yes, you need to bolt some shit on your bike and to make it faster so you can say that it's faster, because I'll show you how the stock one will do this, even though it's corked up, emissions compliant, whatever, or even even when we're talking about a motocross bike. And by the way, speaking of Yamaha, one of the most amazing things about the Yamahas, including the 2023, is the power tuner app that comes with that bike, and the new enhanced one for the 2023 YZ, which I have no experience with. I haven't even downloaded it on my phone. I hear is awesome, but I'm telling you, back from when they had that little power tuner tool that you would buy, it was an accessory, to the time it came to the free app, makes those bikes some of the best bikes out there, because you can engineer and tune the power however you need it, however you want it, in quite a bunch of different ways. And I don't know that you're necessarily able to make, quote, more power, but you're able to make better power, and that's what I talk about all the time.
Customized power.
And
we know where that technology came from. That's Athena. That's Athena stuff.
That was a well kept secret for a long time, and then they still don't really talk about it. But that's where it was funny, because I didn't know this, and then you sent me, because I had one of the ECUs. And you said, hey, use it was brand new, the Get Athena app.
Yeah, it was all pretty new.
And I'm like, holy crap, this looks really, really familiar. I've used this before somehow.
Yes.
Because it was Yamaha.
Yamaha was using
one.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get any of the Athena guys started on like how that all shook out, because it was some technology borrowing before before like patents all got set, and
there's the enthusiast side of this business, and there's the business side of this business, and I talked to Matt about this, made this really awesome analogy today.
Yeah, it was
good, Matt.
It was a good one.
Good.
So you're in business and stuff, and your companies are working in the moto business, and you have something, and you're making this, or you're doing that, and then companies, you share information or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, I don't want you producing that anymore. We're going to take it and we're going to produce, or you do this and that, and it's like, well, that was sinister. That was bad. You just think about it depending on which brand you're loyal to.
Sure. Just
like maybe you're loyal to one racer or another racer. You're a fan of one racer, and you watch these guys go into a turn and they're coming in hot, and the one guy goes in and he kind of takes the front wheel out of the other guy and knocks the other guy down.
Sure.
It's a block pass. Oh, well, no, so-and-so is dirty riding. And they're like, no, that was a totally fair. And they're like, is it dirty? Is it a racing incident? Do we need a fine? Do we need... That's business people.
That's racing.
Business people...
Same way.
Do... the same thing. You're stepping on Mr.
Sorry,
Happy's.
well, I don't know. I don't know where the hell he went.
He's down there floating around. He's probably trying to make you happy.
You're exactly right. So I have a quick little story that kind of makes your point, backstops what you're saying. There was a time where somebody in our industry sought to make our path difficult, attempted to do some stuff that would cause us some grief. And my thinking was at the time that shows fear. So a couple of things. That showed fear. And so that helped me identify, oh, even though we're small and even though we're just a really, bootstrap operation, we're putting fear in organizations that are much bigger than us and much more well known than us, because you ignore things that are not a threat to you. You just ignore them. But if you're gonna get hot and bothered about something, then that means there's some fear there, and that was encouraging. That was very encouraging.
It's funny because most people just focus on that and go, "This is bad," and we're gonna. But it's a compliment.
It was a compliment
in a strange way.
1,000% compliment, because I'm in your head. You're allowing me to take space in your head. I like that. This is good. This is good. And then what it did was it allowed me to just take that energy and be like, well, I have no retaliation. That's erasing it. So let me kind of summarize it like this. My theory was, I'm going to take that energy, I'm going to use it for productivity for me. I'm going to be more productive because of that. But then the story goes on, and the details are irrelevant.
Yeah, exactly.
It's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. But to me, I thought, this is racing. If you're looking over your shoulder and you're seeing a guy on you, that just means your program is lacking something. If he's getting close and threatening your position, your program is lacking something. Your equipment is lacking, your fitness, your lines. That's a signal to you that your game needs some improvement. And a true racer will hear the engine of the guy behind him and will figure out what he needs to do to stay in front, as opposed to then go back after the race is over and then, complain and tell everybody and talk and whap your lips.
This is absolutely 100% true. I mean, you described that perfectly, and that's why I'm always worried, because nobody cares about this show and nobody ever is threatened by this show.
Let's get the psychologist in.
Yeah,
to try to break down this.
That's okay. But anyways, Taco Moto sponsors our section called Roost or Endo, which we're going to do a little bit later in the show. Is Trevor called in yet?
He'll call in a few minutes.
Roost or Endo is the best thing on the interwebs.
It's just taking it.
It is really cool.
There's no such thing as an original idea, so I just ripped off something that we used to do in magazine world back in the day. Because everybody wanted to send a picture of their bike and have it put in the magazine.
Yeah,
and I remember the 3- and 4-wheeled magazines back in the day were just kings. They'd have 4 pages of this. Everybody sending a picture of their bike and putting it in. So we do this, and you send us a picture of your bike. We talk about it, and the one that makes us feel the best, that gives us the most entertainment.
That's
for
right.
No particular reason.
There's no math to how it works out at all.
And tonight we're going to let Mike pick the winner for the $100 Taco Moto gift certificate.
How can I be unbiased? I don't know. Okay, I'll do what I can.
Yeah, because I don't want to have anything to do with it.
I'm just letting you know right now that there's a strong contender.
Oh, a strong contender, yeah.
I have a pretty clearly favorite.
I'm going to 100% pick the underdog.
Hey, not to talk about myself again, but evidently I was inducted to the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, or I will be, or maybe somebody just lied to me. So if you want to go to the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame Motorcycle Industry Celebration, this is on January 28th. It's from 6:10 p.m. in Las Vegas.
That is in Las Vegas, yeah. That's very
Las
cool.
Vegas. This is I'm going to be there. Are you going to be there, Mike? Can you go there? Are you allowed to go there?
Hang on.
Have you been banned?
So, Jesse Grant said Michael pick a KTM. I'm not going to do it. I want to pick the Suzuki.
Mike, pick a KTM.
I want to pick an underdog.
The Suzuki from last
So
week.
anyways, show up at the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame.
That's cool place.
I may wear this shirt if somebody doesn't tell me who bought this for me. I'll keep wearing it until you get to see that. I know Climb did not send this to me or make it, but Climb did send me a really awesome coffee table book.
Yeah, I took a look at it.
How does this apply to you? This is not your style of racing.
Well, no,
this is flat tracking.
I'm in there for something that you don't have to actually be a flat tracker.
You have other categories.
I didn't have a steel shoe. I almost got a steel shoe. I almost got one from Ken Maley, believe it or not. He actually offered to make one for me back when I was a journalist.
There are dudes who don't know it. I mean, I had to research
Speedway
this
and flat track.
I had to figure out what this stuff was. Yeah. But it's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's just a good group of people. It's a good time bench racing, So we don't talk about racing, but we'll be there. You can come and ask me about racing, and I'll tell you about my racing.
When is this? When are you having your induction?
I don't know if it happened already or it's going to happen or something, or they were lying. They were just lying to me. And they said if you talk about it 7 times on the show, then we'll induct you. Yeah.
But this is the only one. This is the only one of your notification. Not
It's
notification. It's the only thing you're proud of right here.
only time I've ever been honored.
Have you talked about this?
No.
Have you ever? You haven't?
Nope.
Do you want to do it now?
Nope.
What, Matt? Why would we talk about this?
You
This
already
is very
talked about it.
I thought we already did.
Oh, maybe we did. I
think we did
don't
on
remember.
the show.
I don't know. This is Johnny Campbell and
It's
Scott
called
Harden.
Handstands at 100. Oh, you were there too.
I was there. I
yeah.
saw this happen in real time.
Oh.
Are you going to go to the ride in December 7th and 8th or something?
No, I have other commitments.
I see.
Yeah, so it's like full on rally training, crazy season around here.
That's your busy time.
It's-
How is business going? How are signups?
I make absolutely no money doing any of this rally training, although I charge a lot. Just net. It's called
upside down.
It's called a loss leader. You know about those? You kind of do something to do it because you
What if you love the sport? What if you love
Maybe
the people
you
that?
love- you
what
love
if what if this is your heart is and you just can't not do this for the community?
yeah, some of that. And I get to hang out with some pretty cool people.
That's true.
That's what it comes down to.
You have had the biggest names in motorsports here at this table.
A couple times. Yeah. Yep. Some pretty cool people in here. And I expect to get more. Especially, I had to turn down a couple people to get you in here tonight.
I'm sorry about the big dip tonight. Tonight's a low.
It's
But
okay.
otherwise, it's very high.
Hey,
My apologies.
RP wants to know, for your T7, what width rims, front and rear, would you choose and why? RP, right now I'm currently running stock because I haven't spent enough time on that to feel I've got tires that I think are too wide on there, the stock size tires. I want to go to a little bit more narrow, and then I'll know a whole lot more about that. So hopefully, I'm like 5 videos behind on that motorcycle. I've shot the stuff. I just need to sit down and edit it.
I know an editor.
You.
Yeah. But he's busy. He's busy with other projects.
He's busy
I
managing.
gave you like 3 other projects today. None of them make any money, but you should just work your ass off on them because someday, Matt,
I firmly believe that's going to lead to like a hell
bigger
of a
and better
paycheck.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the question. Horsepower equals torque plus RPM divided by 5250.
That's times RPM.
Times? Oh, yeah.
Can we go back to the T7?
T7. Okay.
You should all be following. There's a guy on the interwebs on the Insta. The kids do this. The kids are on the Insta.
Mm-hmm.
Overkill Andy. His name is Andy. Shoot, why can't I think of his last name? He's probably watching right now. I'll look it up. And then he is probably one of the best, I think, guys who are heavily modifying the T7s and doing a really good job off-roading and doing stupid stuff that you should not do on a big middleweight adventure bike. He's doing dirt bike stuff on that T7, and you should check and see what he's doing.
But you're buying an adventure bike and not a dirt bike.
I know it's wrong. It's wrong.
Well,
it goes against all the laws of nature.
Actually, I thought somebody made I don't pay that much attention, but somebody made a meme.
Andy Janik.
Meme.
Andy Janik, name check. Boom. Overkill Andy. He's got great content on the T7.
Yeah. Because I just ride it like an adventure bike. Because
Well, that reminds me.
I want to use stuff for what it's designed for, and it seems like you get better things. But if you want to be big on YouTube, you either need a nice ass and boobs, because that goes a long way. Because every chainsaw video I watch, every tiling job video I watch, it's always someone.
Here he is getting some big air on his T7. Yeah, he just does stupid stuff on it. It's really fun to watch. It's not quite like, how the hell do you say his name? Paul
Torres.
Yeah, so that's like not the same. But Andy's doing accessible stuff.
I need to start doing some of that stuff because I can do all that stuff.
Hey, Jimmy, speaking of riding,
no doubt you can.
Riding an adventure bike like
I know how to jump, bro.
Speaking
Big
of riding
hits.
an adventure
Yes.
bike like a dirt bike, did you ever get my edit of your log videos?
No.
Okay.
I rode a Tenere over a log with a stock skid plate, and I didn't break it.
Bro, do you even lift?
Yeah. So let's see. Jimmy did some cool stuff during the class. He ripped it out on the. Oh, you know what I did? I did because I was in between. When I send people out to do the drills, I got to give them a few alone minutes, and sometimes I need some alone minutes during the school too. So I went out and did I wanted to do a 100-mile-an-hour turn. I wanted to do the tightest turn I could do at 100 miles an hour.
Okay, that's challenging.
But the wind was blowing, and I could only get it going 93 miles an hour into the headwind. And it kind of pissed me off.
Disappointing.
But so I'm going on the dry lake bed. I'm trying to basically you're going because when you screw up here, it's a high side, like in a big way, like you know, because you're just going, but you got to at that speed, you got a lot of time for it to happen. Like it doesn't happen quickly, and then she hit a bump.
A slow motion 100-mile-an-hour dry lake high side.
Yeah. Oh,
that'd be awesome.
But it happened instantly. But you get but from the time it goes from it's okay to really bad
to not okay
takes a long time. Like it's milliseconds.
You review your life multiple times.
Well, probably once it's gone bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was trying to do a 100-mile-an-hour turn, and I was because I did something with the tires. I'm actually testing something. I put the tires on in reverse direction.
Okay.
Because I thought there was going to be better braking performance, and I did this on accident once before. And
so that was your hypothesis, and now you're using the scientific method.
I made an observation that at one point.
You made an observation.
At one point that
okay, here we go.
I made an observation at one point that putting the tire on the backwards actually it scoops it in the wrong direction.
Okay.
And I thought it gave it better braking performance. So I said I'm going to mount them on backwards and try this. And I put them on and I was going to go out and do it, and I kind of forgot about it. And the very first time I did my braking demonstration out in the dry lake bed, I stopped 7 feet. I'm guessing
Worse.
No, better.
Better. So conclusion.
I thought, and I completely forgot that I was doing this. No.
Let's make a website. Debunked.
No, I went and did it one more time, and the same result happened. And I did everything the same way because I can hop on different bikes and always have a pretty similar result, like within 1 to 3 feet. I was 7 feet better, and I did it again, kind of pushing it, and I was better still. And then the next 3 times I've done this, it's always been better than I thought. And so it's 2 things. Tenerae's better on brakes than I thought. It's just better. Which I'm gonna say it's a lighter adventure bike, so it doesn't weigh as much. So okay,
all true.
There's that true. It could be the tires. And so okay, it's in my head. But at the same time, okay, is there a disadvantage? And it would be in the turning and the feel, and I haven't felt it yet. So I went out and did this
100 mile an hour.
100 mile an hour. I just said, can I do a 100 mile an hour turn? And so I'm going, and I can only go 93 into the wind, and I was going into the wind because it takes a long time to actually do a turn at that speed.
Okay.
So I came back and I got
like a battleship.
I got going 104 the other direction. Wind speed and everything like that, and got going 104, and then kind of like freaked out. Because it was like this is stupid.
So cool story, bro. But did you die?
No, I didn't die because something told me is like, hey.
So are you recommending that people run their tires backwards on a T7?
Not the stock. The stock ones don't matter because they're square blocks. But I was running Kenda big blocks at the time. By the way, Kenda, disclaimer: Kenda does sponsor my off-road riding school.
Okay.
They're great tires. I love them. And that's why I'm always testing stuff and doing different things. So, but I was running the big blocks and pretty happy with how they work. In fact, I rode all the way back to California on those tires in the backwards direction and didn't really notice that much different than whether they're in the front direction. So, and it's not that big of a change, but it's a little bit. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything bad, because I noticed his braking performance was that much better. And if it's that much better, that's more important to me than the acceleration or anything I've lost in the traction element going forward. But on the deceleration, yeah.
So you're making the engineering department of that tire company just freak out because you're using it outside of the design parameters.
Now I need to go and talk to them and make sure there's not some layering on the carcass.
Yeah,
or something
right.
like
What's
that
the speed rating backwards?
Right. I mean, and it's not going to matter in a short run, like just a couple minutes out in a dry lake bed doing something, but like, over extended time or something. So, because there's different plies, bias rating, stuff like that. So
this show has told you to run your tires backwards.
No, do the very first thing I say, follow the manufacturer's recommendations on everything. That's the safest and smartest thing you can do. And then if you want to, and you sell a bunch of stuff that voids warranties.
Everything on your bike as soon as you put gas in it that didn't come from the factory, your warranty the warranty is voided.
So
once the tires get dirty, your warranty's done.
Yeah, probably for the most part. I mean, some manufacturers are really good about fixing stuff.
It's all about the dealer. It's the relationship that you have with the dealer. So the dealer is your first point of contact to the corporate tower of your OEM.
And then how well that dealer works with the dealer rep that
that's right.
communicates it up the chain.
That's right.
Say we need to help this guy out or
everything.
Screw this guy.
Everything goes to the smallest entity in the whole equation. It's the dealer. You either do or don't have a good relationship that you can deploy when you need it with your dealer. You have a Yamaha soundboard, by the way.
Of course, yeah. It's the best soundboard.
Love it.
Yeah.
But
it's
do not run your
visit Yamaha
Tenere
Motorsports
tires backwards.
Visit YamahaMotorsports.com.
There should be, Matt, you should put like a disclaimer bar across the bottom of the screen.
This whole show is a disclaimer.
That like debunks. So like Jimmy will say something and then you
Victor Andre right here. Victor, my good buddy Victor says, dude, thanks for the recommendation on the Kenda Parker DT. I did run them in the hard direction. They stick great on, we'll say...
you can't say that word on television.
Yeah, we can.
No, you can't say that on television.
Okay. On
beep
terrain, even on my half-ton beep RP, which she's talking about is XR650, that tire got such good traction for Victor that actually snapped off one of the posts inside of his clutch basket. I didn't want to reveal this to him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's some hookup.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there are tires that can be run forward and backwards. So
then the Kenda Parker DT,
there are specific tires that are engineered to do that.
It says hard and intermediate.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah. So,
but we still need the disclaimer bar, which Matt right here is working on. Oh. Where the hell?
No, he's too busy.
Oh, can they not see that?
He's hoping.
Oh, there it goes.
He's hoping that someone calls in so he can actually be a call screener.
The counter.
Counter disclaimer.
Just like, do not do this.
Hey, we're gonna have a super full hour number 2 on Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, brought to you by Yamaha.
Wait,
Taco
there's 2
Moto,
hours of this?
Scott Sports, Climb, DDC, Trail Tech, Fasst Company, Seat Concepts, Bulletproof Designs, and Double Take Mirrors. Just remember that Bulletproof Designs has all the guards available for the most 23 models already, and pegs for the 23 models will become available really soon because those are a little bit unique. Seat Concepts made in the United States from 2009, handmade products and seat styles available in a variety of options. Check out seatconcepts.com.
Do it. And they have fitment for the new 23 chassis, the new KTM chassis.
Right. That's all we need to do. Let's go to commercials, Matt.
Yeah, when we come back, we'll probably have a caller on the line.
Oh, yeah, caller.
What's up, Moto Buddies? Mike here from Taco Moto Co. What is the Taco Touch? It's the best service in the industry. Virtually 24/7 tech support via email or text, and it's like having a dirt bike doctor on call every day of the year, helping you fix your bike or recommend parts or setups for you. If you've ever received an order from us, you know that the Taco Touch extends to our fulfillment, and our orders come with the coolest stickers that you've ever had, buying parts from anybody before, and a handful of root beer barrel candies. All of our Taco Moto Co. branded components come with a no questions asked lifetime warranty, and we'll even extend out the warranty of other manufacturers, OEM, and aftermarket parts where we can, sometimes for life. We test and tune endlessly and exhaustively and obsessively. We're trying to destroy everything that we can before you get your hands on it, to look for weaknesses and to improve it, or to make recommendations to the manufacturer. And if it's something that doesn't meet grade, then we don't offer it on the store. Everything that we carry is something that we have personally used, tested, and ridden and raced, and knows meets the high Taco Touch demanding standard. Go out and get some adventure.
Since 2009, Seat Concepts has been dedicated to making the best aftermarket seats. More comfort, more grip, more riding. For 10 years, we've continued to raise the bar. Innovation and American craftsmanship make Seat Concepts the world-leading manufacturer of power sports seats.
Okay, and we are back, even though that ad didn't work. Matt's going to get fired for this. This is
Sorry, Cole. I was trying, and it was working. It was working before I pressed live.
Right. Well, that's why we need to upgrade everything, including.
I mean, this show is like.
Anyway,
keep the empties
support
off the set
because they support us.
Yeah, Fasst Company, makers of. You think the motorcycle handlebars are good? Me and a couple of my friends that ride these e-mountain bikes now, are really stoked on the flex handlebars for the mountain bikes. Do you think they work good for motorcycles? If you're a motorcycle guy, you know how good they work for motorcycles. It's like at least double as good on the mountain bikes. Trevor Hunter,
Yep.
welcome to the show.
Can you hear me?
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's why we're a professional operation. I'm hoping that Matt has everything dialed in, but I can hear you. I don't know if the audience can hear you, but I don't really care much about the audience. I'm more worried about how I look on TV.
There it is.
As long as you.
Oh, he's having the cutting out problem too, just like all the old people that don't know how to use their technology.
No, the other people were saying they were having a hard time hearing us.
Okay.
Trevor, you still there?
Yeah.
There you go. We can hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good to have you on the show. I'm here with Taco Mike from Taco Moto. Do you want to learn something tonight, Trevor?
I'm always ready to learn something.
Okay, so we're going to talk about an oil filter that I'm going to learn something about as well, because we've had questions about this on the show, and somebody asked me, and I don't have any experience with it.
Okay.
I'm not into jumping into something new, although especially when it involves like durability and something that's completely proven through millions and billions of miles on everything, like the regular motorcycle oil filter.
Sure.
It took me a little while to go to this to the reusable ones, like the ones that Scott's Performance sells one. There's a few other companies that sell one, and I have a ton of miles with those ones, the Scott's one specifically, but I've used a couple others. And I only had one in a Honda XR 400 come apart, and it was by a cheaper brand, a less expensive brand.
Sure.
That the XR 400 can get pretty stinking hot, let me tell you, and it still runs perfect. That came apart, but this is interesting. This is what this filter here.
So this is fitment for this KTM fitment.
What's it called?
It's the Taco Moto. We call it the mother of all oil filters.
The mother of all oil filters.
Sure.
Got it.
So how that works, this is kind of what we were talking about just before we came back. So what you're looking at is there's the internal magnet chamber, or this is the internal magnet itself, and then this is just the chamber that slips inside of your housing, takes the same cavity, it takes the same space. This is the diameter of your old oil filter.
Right. So what I'm holding here is basically a thing that has a magnet on it. It's a magnet and a tube.
There are magnet discs, and they're all oriented so the north power of the magnet are all towards each other, and so that thing is in constant state of repel. It wants to explode. Those magnets, if you take two powerful magnets, you can.
So I can't pick up stuff with this.
Oh, sure
I
you
can.
can.
Okay, got it.
So those magnets, the north,
they want to push themselves apart.
It's in a constant state of repel. So that thing, if it could, would just explode. It would blow apart.
Right.
So what happens is you take the end rubber off your standard paper oil filter, you put it here because that's going to slip over.
So it seals up, yeah.
This seals up in the out. That's the
so
outlet
all
port.
the oil has to go.
So the oil
has to come in here.
Comes in the outer
go out
chamber,
there.
right? So it's in the outer chamber. It goes in through these holes, right?
And then it goes back out into the motor.
That's exactly right. So what happens is you form a boundary layer of ferrous material. So this is a magnet, so it's going to attract ferrous material.
Yep.
And then as soon as that boundary layer, that surface layer is there, then as the oil flows through this, there's just a static charge that is occurring as that oil is passing over that. Just you've got micro ridges across the surface of there, and so that static electricity that happens is what attracts the non-ferrous material. So the ferrous, non-ferrous are being attracted to this and attached to this, and the size particle is set as a goal. So these come. Where does this come from? This is technology that's been around for a long time. There's a company in Canada called One Eye Industries that makes this core right here, and they've been supplying the mining industry for decades.
Right.
Anybody who works in heavy equipment, mining, those industries they're familiar with this. They're like, oh yeah, that's what we use in our equipment, except it's like this big around. It's this big thing.
Yeah.
So you have a guy named Andrew Kramer in Canada who decided when he saw this, he thought, why can't we apply this to Moto? Why can't we just, honey, I shrunk the magnet.
You're right.
So he shrunk it down. And so the there was a target goal that was set. Well, how small of a particle do you want to attach to this? And so 4 was the benchmark size because there are additives in the oil. So you have minerals that are added intentionally to oil as part of the additive package.
Right.
So you can't make this magnet, you can't make the adhesion too aggressive or you'll start to pull the additive package out of the oil.
Right.
And then you don't want to make it too big because then you're just letting those particles
Stuff go through.
recirculate. So 4 was the benchmark,
For what, Mike?
4 micron.
There we go.
And then they just played with the magnet power until they were able to achieve that. And then they've just put in the work to do the oil sample testing. And so on our website, as well as the One Eye Industry website, if you really want to know nerd level, high level stuff about this, that's One Eye Industries in Canada. And then we have all that information on our website about those oil sample tests. And the thing is absolutely legit. We're doing oil sample testing and on like the 500 EXC for dual sport use. So this is this is not racing because you ask here's the $1,000 question, like what oil should I run and how often should I change it? Everybody asks that.
Okay, so I'm gonna answer those. By the way, just quickly.
What the manufacturer says.
Well, that's probably the safe thing, but you should have oil in your motorcycle. Most failures that involve oil occur because
lack of lubrication.
Lack of oil.
Yeah.
not it has nothing to do with the brand and nothing. And you see how many motorcycles I have, and I run them a lot, and a lot of times and I don't have an oil sponsor, by the way. If you want to be an oil sponsor, I will talk highly of your oil because it probably works really good.
Randy Maxima, you should get a hold of him.
They tried. We talked. There was just didn't the gears didn't mesh.
Disagreements.
Yeah, no, it's just different things. I'm not a shill.
So I think
actually I won't sell out either. But
I think you're exactly right. Now,
so we talked about oil and how often should you change it? Depends on how you ride.
It depends on how you ride.
Yeah.
100%.
I would love to try this, but I'm also a little bit like. So this is the other $1 million question.
It's a little bit of a mind warp.
It doesn't look like any oil.
It doesn't look like a filter.
Right. So it's a little bit different. But so what are the advantages? Because I know what a filter does and how it works and stuff. This is like revolutionary. Not to say it's good or bad because I don't know. I can't tell you. And that's what I told the person that asked me if I'd seen this before. So is there an advantage? Does it flow better? Does it work better?
Yeah. So paper filters work great. And if you like paper filters, and there's no reason to not run a paper filter. Mm-hmm. Just like there's no reason to, theoretically, there's no reason to run fancy oils. Like you can run any gas station oil in any motorcycle and it'll be just fine. And you will very likely, unless you run out of lubrication, you will very likely not grenade a motor on any oil. Mm-hmm. It's just the reality of it.
I believe that I've seen better durability with some better quality oils.
Okay, so now you get into like subcategories. Do you have better shifting with better oils? Do you have less notchy in the transmission? Will you have less top end clatter? So you can get into like
it's not necessarily better oil. It's different kind of oil.
Sure.
Different type. Yeah.
Oh, totally. So are there benefits to running better oil, better products? Yes, completely.
Especially motorcycle specific stuff.
Totally.
Because then it's designed for what you're thinking. Trevor, you listening to me on this?
I'm listening.
Just checking, because sometimes you guys make some interesting mistakes, but it's blame your dad, because I know that he's deciding what's going in the motor.
I can attest that having oil in the motor does help.
Yeah. Yep. Good. Thank you, Trevor. Thanks for backing up things. So back to this oil filter. So you said not for racing use.
Well, you can run for racing use, but then you're just going to shorten your duty cycle for the oil. So I'm interested.
Because you're feeling that it's taking some stuff out of it.
No, not necessarily. You're just shearing your oil. I mean, the harder you work your oil, the less it's going to be able to give you full durability across its duty cycle. So if you're a dual sport guy, so this is what I'm interested in. I want to know. Do I need to change? So my KTM manual will tell me to change the oil 15 hours.
Right.
If I'm dual sporting a 500 with really good Group 5 ester-based oil like Moto 7100,
50.
Do I need to change it?
30.
Yeah.
50. Yeah.
So how far can I go? So I'm interested in what are the limits? What are the possibilities? This filter and very good oil, Group 5 ester-based oil, we're seeing samples go 50 and 60 hours. So Racing, no, you should not race hard pressure oil if you're riding in very dusty conditions. These are all just common sense things,
Right.
not pertaining to that particular
Yeah.
filter. These are just best practices on any bike. If you're running in clean air, if you're a dual sport guy,
So you're thinking
Overlanding.
that yeah, okay. So I
50,
don't have
60
the
hours.
opportunity to change my oil that much, and you think that somehow
So-
this filter
so
could get you some.
the guy, who is this for? This is for a guy who is looking to do BDRs. He's going to spend 12 days on his bike. He's going to ride 2,500 miles on that trip, and he doesn't want to have to stop every 15 hours and change
Yeah.
his oil, because that's every other day. It could be every day if you're riding
Right.
monster days.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is figure out for that guy, how long can you go? You can go 50 to 60 hours. So you're looking for best practices. What's
Yeah.
the best oil? What's the best filtration?
I'd like to try it just to get some experience, so I have a better understanding. 'Cause I'd like to see what this thing pulls out versus my magnetic drain plug versus my, and I'm running a lot of times similar bikes over time back to back. And
Yeah, the oil sample testing is like phenomenal, because you can see that there's like clutch particles in there. There's
Right.
sooty particles. So it's pulling stuff out that a paper filter, because we all know how a paper filter works. It's a mesh of all these fibers, and some are very tight. So some of these are very small tolerance webs, and some are big. And so you might have a particle, you might have a 60 or an 80 or 100 micron particle that's just making pass after pass after pass, because
then
the law of averages says eventually it'll
finally
find.
get caught, but it slowly starts. The filter slowly starts plugging. If you know how a filter works,
That's right. So
So no, that's a interesting.
and as that filter, so what are some of the other advantages of this? You don't have so thick oil on cold startups. There is no resistance, so you don't
Okay.
have any warm up lag on your oil, which means you don't ever bypass any. You don't hit the bypass spring, and you're not recirculating.
passing dirty oil,
Dirty oil.
technically dirty oil. Yeah.
That's right. If you are riding in those like long duration situations where you get some water in your oil and you just have to ride 50 miles to somewhere where you
And
can.
water and a paper filter
Will go
is
immediately to
about-
bypass.
It plugs. Yep.
It'll go right
Yes.
to bypass. So a steel won't. So one of the advantages of running like a mesh filter, your stainless steel filters, is you can run
It doesn't soak the particles. The water
That's
doesn't expand the stuff and goop up as much.
That's right.
It will still. It still will goop up. I mean that filter
as the oil
will.
gets thick and more, there's just globs.
Yeah.
So is there one best filtration? Is there one best oil? No. Is there one best filtration system? No. This happens to be something that we use and advocate for the high mileage guy, for the long duration, for the guy looking for long durability, because it has those real world practical advantages.
So
No water, doesn't go to bypass, good cold startup. There's no internal resistance as this thing gets dirtier. It flows the same volume of oil, dirty, clean, and then to clean it, you just wipe the thing off and put it back in.
Unlike cleaning a stainless steel one, which you have to backflow essentially to
kind of a drag
to get it, and it takes a little bit of cleaner, and I've often wondered about the cost advantages of doing something like that. So interesting.
It is very interesting, and
So
we like them.
Taco Tuesday product of the night.
We like them.
Okay, Trevor, we're
Seems
going
like
to
Bob
get
has a
to
question over there.
Oh, geez.
So how,
I got Trevor Hunter online. You're familiar with Trevor Hunter, best in the desert, #1 plate holder.
yeah.
You should sponsor him. But they used to ride a KTM, but now they're on to Yamahas. They wisened
Blue
up.
Crew.
Yeah, Blue Crew. Yeah.
So that captures the non-ferrous
Yeah,
particles,
Trevor.
traps it
Ferrous.
in.
Bob's trying to explain something to us.
No, they just attach here.
Offline here. How are you doing?
They just stick on this.
So inert sand.
Trevor fell
Inert
asleep.
sand.
Really?
Yep, static adhesion.
Seen this
Is-
for audio?
Is he in a delay?
We've taken the goo.
no.
You can clean this, and there's just the goo that comes off, and send it off to oil sample testing, and they
Okay.
report that there's sand, there's
So you're not
silica.
able to support that.
Oh yeah, there's silica in there. There's
Okay.
Bob, you have to go to the website tomorrow, and your internet binge. You're going to go
Just-
to the SC one. Is that what it's called? What's it?
so One Eye Industries.
One Eye Industries.
The guys who make the core.
Are you selling that?
Yeah, we have this. So we make
So I
we
can go to your website.
yeah, and we've got all the same stuff just from them. Like it's their information.
Tacomo.co. All right.
We
Yeah,
make
okay, Trevor.
we make all the
okay, we're stopping talking about this.
we make
Not
everything
talk-
orange that you see, and then
Not
they
talking
make
about
that.
this anymore. Trevor,
Moving on.
welcome to the show. Again,
Thanks for having me.
did you learn anything there except for get confused and overloaded with this filter?
I learned that oil is important to have it in your motorcycle, and that oil filters are kind of important, seems like.
Okay. And you went and rode Hondas with Johnny Campbell today.
I did. I got to follow him and everything.
Did you certify him as a legend?
He certified himself as a legend.
I personally certified.
Good. So what bikes do we ride today?
We rode a 450X, 450RX, and 250RX. So all their off-road bikes.
They're completely unchanged, I suspect.
The 450RX has all those changes the motocross bike got. So that's like a smaller throttle body, some of the chassis changes, motor changes, stuff like that. And then the 450X and 250RX are unchanged.
And how is the 450X? No, RX.
RX?
RX.
RX? It's tough to say because I feel like the terrain we're riding in doesn't really suit the bike all that well. Like what the bike is really good at. So it's tough to say in comparison to what I've ridden the older bike in the past.
So
But
you're
it does feel like a better motorcycle.
You're doing what we call in the journalistic world waffling, and I'm just gonna
A little bit.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that Trevor Hunter, for the most part, is not a fan of Hondas. Am I accurate?
That is wrong.
Oh wait,
Shocking.
What?
That is wrong.
Oh, that's
I
wrong.
rode the 450X, and I loved it.
Well, I agree with that. I like the 450X. The RX has been a little bit tough for me because it was a little too moto, a little too stiff in general. I know.
Yep.
I've liked the X, but I tell you what, if you like the X, we are in the minority because most of the guys, especially that race and have names that are fast and stuff, tend to like the older 450X, the old carbureted one, a little bit more. So but the RX, the new RX, did they and you rode it, you said, in a terrain that didn't suit it, so you were riding it in super high fast desert stuff.
No, like super like rocky, single track, kind of edgy a little bit. It's like tighter stuff, like slower speed stuff, but just very like edgy and rocky and kind of it's hard to get the bike to settle a little bit. And I think a lot of it too was I changed the ride height and that helped a lot. Like a lot of what I was struggling with is just the front tire. I'm not a fan of that AT81 front tire at all. And so I just had like zero confidence in it.
Where were you riding at?
Especially on that bike. We were in Chocolate Mountain Ranch, like down in El Cajon, I think it is.
Huh. Is it a open riding area?
No, it's like a private ranch that some guys own and stuff, and their kids race, whatever. And like Justin Morgan lives there. Kendall used to live and work there.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool spot. It's very exciting.
So it's that kind of like loose. It's that loose, little bit shaly type of dirt.
It's like no, it's more. It's like a silty dirt. It's like silt, but just really rocky, like round rocks, like embedded and loose and everything.
Yeah.
And we were like kind of like traversing side hills and all kinds of like new trails and old trails and stuff like that, and ruts, and it's just I don't know. I was struggling a little bit just personally, I think. And then the bike on top of the bike, the weird front tire was like, that was kind of tough, but earlier on at least.
So I remember when we talked about the changes of the R, I was like, every single one of those would seem like it would work really good on the RX. And I was sort of excited, like that would be a cool thing to try. I remember the RX was like, you felt like you kind of had to race it a little bit, but then I didn't want to pin it on the bike, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and I think it definitely feels improved. I just don't know if it makes it like, my top pick of the 450 off-road bikes still with those changes. But it does feel improved like that motocross bike was.
Yeah.
Or is.
And X450X is just a good all-around motorcycle.
It is.
Very good, especially in stock trim. Like I thought, just like I read like Keyboard Warrior stuff, and everyone makes it sound like it's a pig, and it's called corked up, and you can't ride it stock. There's no way you can do anything stock. And I rode it bone stock, and that was a plenty capable bike for 99% of the people out there.
So you didn't find yourself like not having you when you were riding it, you found that there was always more throttle, even though it doesn't have enough power.
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah.
Well, you should have gone to someplace where
Amazing.
you could ride it faster. I went 100.
Yeah, well,
I have a video someplace where I went 104 or 106 miles an hour on one of those things, completely box stock. So what you got to do is you got to go, Trevor. What you got to go watch the video we did on the very first one, because it hasn't changed. Correct?
Yeah.
It hasn't changed.
Yeah. I believe it's not.
And make sure that that's all still applicable, because I was really happy with that bike in the very beginning. And then we did some hop-ups and modifications to it. In fact, I got to ride the bike that Ricky Brabeck and Kendall Norman took to the Mint 400, the inaugural Mint 400 win. I rode that bike the day before they raced it over there. And so I was aware of what they could turn that bike into. And it's gotten, as a race bike, they've done a bunch of stuff. It's gotten better since. And now you're seeing the guys down in Baja win on
The X.
it might be an L, but anyways,
I don't think anybody's racing the L.
it might be an L.
No. For real? You would know.
Yeah, maybe for real.
I'm impressed. Tell me more later.
It just has to do with the chassis. They're just doing some stuff on these bikes. I mean, but you're not regular person, not, you, but I'm as regular as you person that I'm talking about. Like the 450X is a good all around motorcycle.
Very good.
Not as good as the
Honda's most
Yamaha
versatile bike.
YZ450 FX that took Trevor Hunter to some wins in Best in Desert Racing, right?
Now, that is a fine motorcycle.
Blue Crew.
Yeah, YamahaMotorsports.com. Hey, it seems like the wins in Best in the Desert are coming a little bit easier now that you're riding a Yamaha. Would I be correct?
I would say so. Yeah, I would say it's much easier, much more fun, more comfortable. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, Trevor's a Yamaha guy, even though he just claimed that he's a Honda guy.
Talking
too.
about the Honda.
He hates KTMs though.
So talking about speed, a stock KTM 500 will do 107, 109.
Really?
Yeah.
A stock one. I got a brand new 20. No, it's like got about 9,000 miles on it, but for me, it's brand new.
Put your rim locks in so it doesn't bounce you off the road. But it'll do 107.
It has rim locks. I've never even ridden. I haven't.
Or balance. Balance your, either don't put them in or balance your wheels. But
Yeah. So I'll take it out and verify that, because it's 100% stock. I'll see how fast it goes. I'll go take it to the dry lake bed. Hey, so anything else you need to report on, Trevor?
We learned, it's like they celebrated 30 years of Johnny Campbell and Honda's partnership together. So that was pretty cool. And they kind of went through his career and like the beginning and how he kind of got started with Honda and what it developed into, and obviously where it is now with I think 32 Baja 1000 wins for Honda.
Right.
Like 50.
Did they talk about the one? Did they talk about the one time I won the Baja 1000 with Johnny Campbell? Helped catapult him into that status. That's
kept him there.
That was the 1 year. They breathed right over.
They didn't mention
about that 1 year.
They didn't mention that year.
So
Every
Johnny
other year,
Campbell,
every other name was every other teammate of his was mentioned except for you.
Well, it's probably because I didn't show up.
Maybe one other person.
Yeah, because if I would have been there,
Yeah.
Were there any other Baja 1000 winners there besides Johnny Campbell?
Mark Samuels and Justin Morgan.
Okay, and those guys, they have a lot. Was Kendall there?
Kendall, so I don't know why, but Kendall couldn't make it down.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be there, but
He's still in Mexico
Something kinda
partying
happened.
after his last Baja 1000 win last week.
Which, how many does Kendall have now?
yeah.
8.
Yeah,
I think it's
he
8
has
or
a
9.
lot. Yeah, they like me, they couldn't pay the appearance fee. That's what happened.
They couldn't afford you.
Yeah.
So Johnny Campbell definitely has a storied history in Honda lore. It's awesome to see him getting the recognition he deserves, and like all this, he's just continuing on the legacy of people that have worked there that have a really good racing background. The Bruce Ogilvies, the Chuck Millers, the guys like that in the off-road world that have been around for quite a long time, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Chuck was there today. Who else? Chuck was there. Who's another name I recognized there today?
Yeah, these guys are like they were winning races before you were born, Trevor. So
yeah. Well, first time I ever met Chuck, I had no idea who he was until I got home and told my dad, and then he laughed at me. I didn't know who Chuck was, but I know now.
yeah, that's okay. Kids do that all the time to me too. They don't know who the fuck they're talking to.
I just.
Some of them been co-host on this show.
You have broken
I just
child labor laws
explained
with
that
that.
Well,
I just explained today to Tyler Belknap that you'd won the Baja 1000. You almost won the car. He had no idea.
Because I don't talk. Because I don't.
You just thought you were.
Thought it was some grumpy old man that told him to ride motorcycles, look better in photos.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's okay. That's why I need to talk about myself more, Trevor. How's your podcast coming?
What podcast?
It's called What Podcast? I think we talked about this on one of the other shows, right?
Maybe. There was an idea that was floated around there. But
So you can follow Trevor over at dirtbiketest.com. He's the one putting up all the content there, along with Matt, who almost has a beginner bike shoot up. So they're shoot out.
Shoot out.
Shoot them up.
Shoot them up there on different sides of the world. Trevor's racing bikes at the highest level, and Matt's putting around teaching beginner riders
Someone's gotta do it.
Ride beginner bikes. So we've got it all covered here. You may think we're just shills for advertisers. By the way, I'd like to thank Double Take Mirrors, Bulletproof Design, Seat Concepts, Fasst Company, Trail Tech, DDC, Climb, Scott Sports, Taco Moto,
Never
thank
heard
you,
of
Mike, and Yamaha for bringing you the Trevor Hunter segment on Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. You know who we have on the show next week? Is the
Who is
question.
that? Who's
Crazy Nate Shakwa. If you want to talk about a legend and the storied history of motorcycle magazines, Nate definitely goes down as one of the world-class test riders from the old days, where there was a lot of things that we can't talk about that happened, but we will talk about them on next week's show.
if you want a taste of what you can expect next Tuesday, go check out the Better Rider episode with him.
Yeah, it's Better Rider, number 7 or 8 or something like that?
I think 8.
Yes, Better Rider number 8. It's going to
So
be
memorable. You know the number. I'm impressed.
It's going to be awesome.
I don't know who this guy is, but I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Check that episode out.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Nate tells you how to do everything wrong, although he's 100%. That's the way he did it.
So is there going to be a lot of disclaimering happening across the bottom?
Oh, we might have to build a disclaimer thing.
Yeah.
So, Trevor, we're going to have a little call tomorrow and talk about how to divvy up all the millions of dollars that are coming into Dirt Bike Test tomorrow. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to retiring at such a young age.
I know. This motorcycle journalism is awesome these days.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my cut. And I'm going to go and buy a 12-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon and a bottle of tequila. So
What more could you ask for?
that's just so you know how much we're talking about there. Motorcycle journalism is killing it these days. So, okay, hey, thanks for calling in, Trevor, on the Seat Concepts Hot Seat Hotline. In fact, you win. You know what? You're going to win a new Dirt Bike Test T-shirt, the factory edition that nobody else can get. I've got one in your size.
I like that.
Hey, and I found a new product about e-bikes that allows you to cheat, so we can go riding again soon.
All right, let me know. But
Okay.
I got a question for you, Jimmy.
Oh, boy, here we
Hang
go.
up.
Question, yeah. 9 out of 10 without referring to reference manual.
I was asked this today, and I couldn't really answer. I was like kind of up in the air. But
Do I need to get a shot of
you would
tequila
know
for this?
because-
Go ahead and get me a glass there, Matt. Go run with the question.
What bike would you rather ride today? Danny Hamill's KX500 or Johnny's XR650? Because you've ridden both, right?
Yes. Wow. Wait, Johnny Campbell's XR650?
Yep.
Would it help you to know that I've ridden one of Danny Hamill's KX500s? It was bought by a buddy of mine, Cliff Lum, who bought it and owned it for 10 years or so. Unfortunately, I had to sell it pretty recently. Killer bike. Amazing. Really rad.
Yeah, Bob's laughing. I'm curious because Bob usually it's funny when he wakes up from this sleep that he's in. He's usually
You read one too? I think he every year he got a new bike and maybe in the season had two. So
We'd switch off.
So when Bob isn't interrupting the show, and you can't pay that much attention to him because you're distracting from the show. Yeah, so just remember,
the production standards are that
so
high.
when Bob actually wakes up and talks and laughs,
It's important.
It's curious to me. It's like, whoa, what was so cool? So we're talking about like riding Danny Hamill's bike. So 1, 2, 3 of the 4 people in this room have ridden a Danny Hamill
bike.
KX500, which is a kind of
are the
amazing
chances?
thing. And Matt is probably wondering who is Danny Hamill, although we have done stuff
No, I've read the story on him
with him and about. Yeah, he read the
yeah.
story. So, man, I'm. Oh boy, that's a trick question. Who asked it?
Tyler Belknap.
Tyler asked that.
Yeah.
'Cause
my vote's the Danny Hamill bike because I've already done it. It was awesome.
Yeah, the Johnny Campbell XR650 was not that great of a bike. In all honesty, it was a really good bike for winning Baja, but the KX500 had way more character and just it's a 2-stroke.
It's harder to ride. It's
Yeah.
harder to ride the 500 than the 650.
No, actually, believe it or not, I mean the ones that were prepped for Baja. If you rode a Danny Hamill Desert Hare and Hound bike,
That's what it was. It was a Hare and Hound.
Yeah, same here.
oh, that thing was a pile of shit. Like
See, that's what I
Like,
was expecting to hear.
No, the Danny Hamill Hare and Hound bikes, like it needed flex bars on it. Speaking of one of our sponsors, it needed to have suspension that had
Yeah, probably.
springs that weren't out of a giant Buick car or Cadillac. That thing was so stiff and so harsh. Danny could just pound that thing, and he thought it was plush, and I know it was plush because I know how much he worked with Bones from Pro Circuit to make it plush and work for him. Yet being so stiff, but he was smashing stuff. So the Hare and Hound bike the suspension was horrific. Although I don't know if you'll agree with me on the motor. It felt like it had a whole lot of snap, but all you had to do was click it up a gear, like what Danny was usually doing. But he was just clicking up 2 gears because the speed he was going was that much faster, and it was so buttery smooth. Like that was a really smooth, like an XR650 is a very smooth running motor. And even the Baja ones, like unlike the XR628s that were a little pipey and kind of hot, the 650 was kind of toned down enough to where it just had the torque to pull. And that's the way that KX500 was. That thing was upshift and just, that noise? It just pull and pull and pull. So yeah. Did I answer the question, Trevor? Am I okay?
So which one do you pick? Is it the Cowie?
Yeah, the Cowie for sure.
Yeah,
the Baja one. So the Baja one, he had to have partners that were actually human. And unlike when I raced with Danny Hamill on a KTM, it was called a 550, but it was really a 500. It was a KTM 500 where we went back and forth trying to find a suspension setting. We were working with the WP and the Jim Lewis, another Jim Lewis from WP to set up suspension. for that would work for the both of us. And finally, I just threw in the towel and said, "Fuck it,
I'll just ride whatever you
put
ride.
on whatever Danny can make go fast, and I'll just get it back to him." And it worked for the most part, except for the time like in the 500, I rode off a cliff because the bike danced and went off the side of the road, and I rode off a cliff. And then the other time I rode with Danny and Dave Ondas, and if anybody knows who Dave Ondas was, he was the size of Danny, except not nearly as fast or as fit. But at least he was that size, so the suspension kind of worked. You remember Big Dave? It's called Big Wave Dave. Like,
Oh yeah,
I-
there's no bikes now, or used to.
yeah, he was fit. He got really fit and leaned down and everything. But anyhow, so I had two guys that were double my size, and it was like, okay, just fucking give me the bike. I'll just get it back to them. And it was so horrible. I had to. I thought I was riding it fast, but in reality, I was probably riding it slow. Although I also didn't get to take the big shortcuts that the Kawasaki teams took because they had a helicopter with a video camera filming you right where the shortcuts were. So it's Baja.
Dirty.
Dirty. It's just dirty racing. But anyways, so yeah, sorry that we just went off on that tangent. This is going to be a 2.5 hour show.
I was going to say, we still need to do Rooster Endo here.
That's going to be a disclaimer. Warning, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we're going to need to move it along here.
Okay. So Kendall's hiding out in Santa Barbara. That's good. Rest in peace, Danny Hamill. Yes, true. What an awesome guy. Okay.
So thanks, Trevor.
Thanks, Trevor. Yeah, we're hanging up on you. Is that okay with you?
That's fine with me.
Okay. Thanks for staying up past your
Thanks
bedtime.
for having me.
Do your training. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Keep doing the Lord's work.
Lord's work. Riding dirt bikes.
See you, Trevor.
Okay. See you. Okay. Okay. Talk. Let's see you. Taco Mike. Let's get back to.
Let's talk about it. Let's taco about it.
No, we know what we're gonna taco about right now. We're gonna do Rooster Ender. We got to get to this.
Do you want to take any questions? Skip it.
Do we have some questions?
There's questions on the sheet, but let's get to Rooster Endo, and then we'll see where we're at.
Okay,
with time.
we're gonna blow through these pretty quick. So,
I think I already got my winner.
oh jeez, what do you? All you've seen in these pictures of the tire map.
From the tires, I already picked
Fire
it.
away.
I already got it.
I'll read them. Speaking of KX500s, Rich Sothers 2000 KX500. Here's the picture.
I could tell from the tire what it was.
You can best desert bike ever made. Does pretty well at hill climbing too. The number one plate
okay,
was
there it is.
earned winning the 50 plus and open expert class at local MX track. Bike has everything possible done to it. Here are just some of the mods: decompression button for starting, Electron carb, recluse clutch, left hand rear brake, 132.5 millimeter dog bone linkage,
Love it.
oversized front brake, rad valve, FMF desert pipe, DEP silencer, Mika bars, and endurance odometer. This is your KX500. It's not a Danny Hamill KX500 except for the number one plate. He's got those old school Acerbis rally handguards that, good God, Acerbis can't believe they still sell
They
a million of
look
those.
terrible.
They love them. They're just great all around handguards, by the way.
They look terrible.
Yeah.
But on the bike, it's period correct, I think. I think it works for the bike.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
2000s, that was a big thing. That's a clean-looking motorcycle.
It's a hell of a
I'm
bike.
glad it's won championships. He shot it in his front yard.
It's a hell of a
took
bike.
it out of the garage. He actually sent me like a collage of photos, but I just take the one that looks
Picked
like
that one.
Yeah.
Did he have one where he shot it from a lower angle? I'm just curious.
Maybe. Let me go look at the photo.
So
album.
this
Well, it's
is
okay. Don't get too stressed out on that, Matt, because there's something about taking a picture over the top of a motorcycle. You're dominating the motorcycle. The motorcycle doesn't dominate the picture. I give away photography advice
and
every
psychology.
single time.
Whoa.
Every single time on this
Some
show.
depth there to that.
And none of you people
It's a heavy
take
comment.
it. None of you people take it. We get the same old, like I'm standing on top of my motorcycle with my fisheye lens and my camera. Okay.
Hey, no, we had someone submit a photo where they were doing a wheelie with no helmet.
You can't condone that.
Yeah, no, we didn't. I put a disclaimer in that. Speaking of
Yeah.
disclaimers.
Disclaimer.
Okay, so
Have a title for
Rooster,
this
this
episode.
thing roosts just
Hard
because it's a
roost.
KX500.
Full throttle roost.
Okay, good. Two-stroke.
This you can tell that this is a dude who has all the stoke about this bike. Like
Oh,
this
yeah.
this dude is into dirt bikes, and he's into the right kind of dirt bike, and he's done the right things. He's kind of set it up as a trail bike with a recluse in there. If it's an auto clutch, I don't know if it's just a torque drive or what.
So the KX500 is one of the first bikes to ever go. And I get a recluse, but a Revlock.
Probably.
Back in the
Revlock.
Day, yeah, back in the day, the guy
Yes.
that invented the Revlock was a KX500 guy.
Okay,
He was
cool.
one of those guys. So, yeah. Okay,
It's
next
a hell of a
bike.
bike. Everybody else
Walt-
is going to have a hard time catching
Walt
that.
Dorsey's 2020 FE 501S. Okay, already he's got 1 point against him already because I have no idea what brand a 2020 FE 501S is because I may have just tuned into this show and I don't know anything about motorcycles, and you guys just told me something that just left a big hole in it. It's called, actually, they're the white KTMs. What are they called?
The Husqvarna.
Husqvarna, right.
Husqvarna.
But I'm just reading off the sheet. See, Bob, I don't have a picture here.
Oh.
All I have is this sheet of paper, and he didn't, year, make, and model.
Production.
We got year, make. Okay, so it has a mud flap reduction.
Okay.
Don't know what that is. A
I can
Chirby's
see the mud flap.
fork. I have a mud flap reduction
That's
on
a
most
weight saver.
on most of my bikes because, like, a lot of times when I'm really hauling ass, and this is a big problem on Husaberg 570s because they make so much power.
It eats it off.
The tire actually expands
Sucks
and
it in.
and it melts.
Vacuums it in.
melts the. I go through a lot of those mud flaps, so maybe he's trying to say in a very coy way that he's saying my whatever it is FO5E whatever is really fast and it does it.
Well, he's got that rear wheel pulled all the way back. You can see how much gap there is
A
between.
Chirby's fork guards, right?
So he's running a
Dunlop
long wheelbase. I don't
EN91
think he's tuned
tires,
up that-
double take mirrors. I like the double take mirrors, and they're really good for holding your helmet up in the snow.
Yeah, it doesn't have a seat concept.
Nope. Doesn't have any bulletproof designs that I can see, especially the front disc protector. Well, you know, we're a fan of those here. Yeah.
There's a place for them of the right type for the right rider.
The person that shows me a dented up one, and I have one. I have a dented up one in the shop, but yeah, I'm just still waiting for that picture. It hasn't shown up. With our millions of viewers on this show, no one.
They're not a sponsor of this show, but STR carbon fiber front.
Jeremy Dorkson says you shoot it above. It looks like a KX80. Yes, Jeremy, exactly.
It's not wrong.
So Sean Elliott says a great bike. I think they're still talking about the KX500. This one for me is kind of mediocre.
I don't even see a bike. I just see two wheels and a blue seat.
Yeah, here's what I like about it, though. He's riding in the
blends in.
snow, which is really tough. That's challenging. So he's out in all conditions.
Dude,
So he's an all-weather guy.
This is his backyard. He rolled it out of the backyard. He threw the helmet and the gloves in just to add some stuff to the picture.
It's entirely possible.
And I want to know why that kickstand is so leaned over. Is it? Is this KTM
His front
like
wheel's a little bit
brand
high. His front wheel's a little high because he's in the snow.
He's in the snow, yeah.
And the rear wheel's dug in a
And
little bit,
it's
so
sunk-
it's
and
it sinks into the
sunk
snow.
in, yeah.
Yeah,
Because this
front wheel's high.
This is a big problem on the old KTM RFS bikes, which I just sold, and I have a few more for sale. If you're looking for a clean KTM RFS, look up Jimmy Lewis, and I can help you out.
on OnlyFans.
Do you know about my OnlyFans account? Do you know about it? I sell motorcycle advice there. I actually do it with a flare. Okay, here's your next one. We are looking at. By the way, we need to put that on the list. Endo.
It's a meaty. It's a roost.
It's
It's a roost for me. Being in the snow, that's awesome.
I like that he's out there in all weather, so it's middle of the road for me. Whatever that is, whatever your qualification system
You
is.
can't waffle. There's no middle of the road. It's roost
done
or endo. It doesn't say roost.
I'm gonna give it a
middle
roost
of the
then.
road
Okay,
or endo.
Roost.
He's
Yeah.
a soft roost.
Okay, you can override me. It's not my show.
The
I'm not
KX is a
gonna-
hard roost. This is a soft.
I'm
roost.
not gonna.
It may be your show, but I can turn it off at any point.
Oh, well, this.
I'm not going to fire you yet. But there was an offense earlier that could cost, You notice that we don't have a lot of those co-hosts that were here before, right? They were like done.
So
Yeah.
this
Okay,
this
Dave
next one is a
Broad.
This is an interesting bike.
You don't have to hold it up. Matt's going to put it up on the screen
Dang.
and block out my beautiful face
Technology.
for another minute. Dave Broad has I don't know what it is, but
It's a weird-
it's called a 300 EXC 21.
Yeah, he's done some stuff.
So Dave did nothing make and year instead of year, make, and model. He did nothing make and year. It's TBI conversion running premix with some taco gear installed on it from South Oz. So you're selling tacos to Australia.
Yeah, Premix
This is-
taco sauce.
Okay, this is really kind of confusing.
It's a weird
to me 'cause
bike.
Don't they have? Isn't there a guy down there like a total two-stroke?
Yeah,
What's-
two-stroke performance. They do
Two-stroke
a hell of
performance.
a good job.
How? So this guy he's going all international and going to you in Las Vegas, Nevada,
Yeah, lost wages.
and he's buying shit from you when he could potentially get it from some other crazy Australian.
Yeah,
dude.
we have a lot of customers in Australia. A lot,
That's
like surprising.
that's good. I mean, this is the international reach of the show. This is really awesome.
Yeah, KTM's a very popular machine down in the land down
Hold
there.
on. My bartender has a question. She says, does this mean I do not have to feed Selma? So this is the world we live in where I don't get a text message. She doesn't call me.
She trolls you on your show.
She trolls me on my show
That's stalkery.
and asks me, do I still need to feed your cat?
That's very stocky.
Yeah, it's okay. This is the world we live in. Janie, don't worry about it. Selma is well fed, and she managed to come into the studio and not get Matt super stony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your attack cat.
Yeah, my attack cat.
So this bike has got all kinds of stuff going on with it. It's like super weird. He's got his.
He needs
I like
some-
his stock mirrors. He needs some double takes.
He needs double takes. He needs a C concept seat for sure.
Yes. He's got the Australian OEM rear tailpiece.
Right.
So
Which
he's,
is going to break his rear fender off. He needs a titty tail.
It's
You can't say that, right?
That's what he needs. He has, for copyright reasons, he has turned this into a.
Oh, don't worry. We fired that guy. He's no longer associated with this show.
A street legal two-stroke. I love it. This is a hard endo.
Is that-
I mean a hard. Sorry.
Wow.
Hard roost.
You know what's
Is that
funny?
silent?
When I
Total
saw this picture, I literally saw this picture and I didn't know anything about it, and I said that looks like Australia. I've been there before. I raced 6 days there, I don't know where it's at. It literally looks like near an area called Cessnock where we rode the 6 days. It looks and has that kind of feel to that terrain, which is interesting out of my brain. He definitely needs some more Taco Moto parts in that.
I'm surprised he hasn't put a Kickstarter on there because every bike, in my opinion, every bike that has the capability of adding a Kickstarter, you can see the little knob there behind the oil fill, should do it. It's a small investment. It doesn't cost a lot of money. You should learn how to do that. I think every bike that has that should add that. So that would be my recommendation for him.
But if he doesn't have a Recluse, that thing's so easy to bump start if you really had to.
Yeah,
number one.
it's true, but it's just so nice to have the Kickstarter on there. It's redundant.
It's nice. I have a KTM 300 2019 that has a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I've never, ever
It'll happen tomorrow.
used it. Oh,
Tomorrow.
you think
You'll
so
use
since
it
I said
tomorrow.
this?
Yeah.
You know I have a Husaberg 570? Do you know this?
I don't think your leg could start that bike on the kickstart.
Yeah, you couldn't kickstart it because it makes so much horsepower. It
would rip your leg off
Because if it
at the
happened,
hip.
if it ever backfired,
It would throw your leg over the roof.
Yeah, it would break your leg and your knee, blow your knee up, and throw you over the front of the bike. That's
And
how
the bike would ride off.
That's how gnarly
The 570
the
is.
570 is. I may take it out and I'm gonna go riding with
I'm a believer.
this Andrew Short character next week.
Okay.
Let
him start your 570.
Me and him got a riding date coming up.
Romantic.
Yeah, and I may take the 570 out and just
Let him
show
start
him what's up.
What plowing
Yeah.
potatoes is like.
Yeah.
Bob's
okay.
nothing
Bob's
except the front.
pointing it. That's a plastic discard, Bob. It looks like the
It
cover.
looks like
it looks like a
full.
plastic.
Let's say Cherubies full.
Yeah, it looks
full
like
front.
the cover one. So Dave,
Full
since,
Roost.
since you're from down under, I'm
Full
going
Roost.
Roost too. I like it. I like
100%.
Roost.
Great bike.
Roost.
Although, is it just me or is the silencer a little short?
It's the two-stroke.
No, but it does look short, doesn't it?
Yeah, even
shorter
for the
than
two strokes.
that.
I don't
That's
know.
a good call, Matt.
We'll have to put our top people on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The graphics look different too.
It's a
down
20.
there. It's a 20.
Yeah, 20 had the gray side panel.
Yeah, it's like the interesting thing that just got left out. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for the international submission. We don't discriminate. I don't care where you're from.
It's a cool bike.
I'm going to give you a picture there. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, T7.
Joshua L. Arney
I know this bike. I've seen it.
has a, listen to this. Oh, Jesus. 22, I don't know what brand it is, Tenere 700. So we have a triple
Could be a Triumph. I don't know what that is.
quadruple.
strikeout on following the rules. Just like this show, we have a very strict schedule and procedure and everything with the show. We don't
I don't
just
believe it.
We don't just Jimbo it.
I don't believe it.
This has the Hondo garage phone mount.
Okay.
Is
Which
that
are
it?
great.
That's important, really.
They're great. So, and there, that's it. He's got a T7 with a Honda.
He has the big Sharky graphics thing. I just went off script there.
I feel like
Not
I've
reading
seen
it.
this exact bike, but maybe it's just there's other bikes that
There
have
must
that
be a
shark
graphic kit,
graphic.
yeah.
He is in the chat too.
Yeah.
He is.
He's fixing his mistake. He's saying it's a Yamaha.
There you go.
Oh,
And he's laughing. He's mocking you.
no, he's not mocking. I'm
Look,
mocking him.
Look,
It's
look,
my
he's got
show.
he's got the laughy face.
That's good. He's
at the camel.
he's that. I like
It's true,
that.
Bob. You can barely see it from because
Wait,
of the camo.
I'll take a picture of Andrew's bike. Wait till you see Andrew's bike. It's
A
super.
T7?
He's no. He's got a bike. I don't even know what kind of brand it is or anything like that because he's doesn't have a brand anymore. He's
Yeah,
a
that's
free
true.
agent guy.
He owns some KTM's. Now he's bought some KTM's. You should ask him about it.
I know he has some stuff. I know what it is. I can look at it, but if you don't write down the year, make, and model, I don't know anything. Zumo XT mount, bark busters. We haven't even got to the rest of the bike. We're still on the handlebars. Heed crash bars, pivot pegs, and he says, meh.
Not a fan, huh?
Well, I don't know if he's not a fan. I know I'm not a fan, and that's not to say pivot pegs are good or bad. They just don't work for me. Tusk panniers, Cyclops blinkers,
Yeah, which are nice.
camel skid plate, camel tail titty. And I'm reading exactly what it says, tail titty.
This show's going to get shut down by the censors.
Camel easy clutch. Well, the problem is some of our advertisers use music that they haven't paid for, or at least we haven't been given the right to play it. So all this monetization on the show, it's just going down the toilet. All that YouTube money. Because you know how much money YouTubers are making these days, YouTubers. Camel high bend exhaust, camel brake pedal. Okay, liar. You can't have a camel brake pedal yet. They're not out, are they?
Apparently they are.
He's got one.
He's got one. Zoom in, Matt. We're going to do a deep dive.
All right, we'll enhance.
Here we go. Proof that there's a camel ADV brake lever.
Okay, bring it in because if he's, I know that there's that
For
I
the
just
Yamaha.
that thing looks super stock, doesn't it? Get closer.
It says it's a very good Black Abbott spinoff.
So he's got an Acro. What's that? What's that pipe? Is that an Acro?
Who has the bell? Sean Elliott asked. So let me tell you. You know what we need a drag race? Didn't we drag? What did we drag race last time? We drag raced a KLR 650 and a KTM 390.
Yep.
Yeah, which one won? Do you think?
I'm sorry. The
I just thought of
What
a
the hell
really
were they
good.
again?
I just thought of a really good drag race.
390 and what?
Because everybody likes a drag race. KTM 390 versus
And
KLR 650.
The 650.
It depended on the gear.
Okay, it depended on the gear. Yeah, it was like in a straight race. The if you can rev up the KTM, it smokes the KLR.
Yeah,
If
I
you
bet.
can keep it in the revs, but the KLR eventually
pulls
after
away.
a long time.
Yeah, after a long time.
it may catch up, and it will after a long time. It will catch up and
Yeah.
go maybe
But
just
that's a
little
fun
bit
pairing.
faster.
That's cool.
Yeah, my Husaberg will smoke a Yamaha T7.
Yeah.
It's 570
to what speed?
cc's versus.
When does this thing take over? This thing will go. That's a 130 mile an hour bike. What'll that do? What's top speed of that?
I want to say 117.
Okay.
It's close. You know what this is, Matt? We're gonna have to do this. Put on your big boy pants. You're gonna go faster than 100 this time.
But how fast does it go with the backwards tires? That's going to affect it.
Disclaimer.
Hey, go back to that last picture, the Australian guy, because I'm starting to think because I remember I saw something in that picture. Zoom in on the rear tire.
What, you've seen that spot. You have been
No.
on
Zoom in on that rear
hill.
tire. Is this tire completely roached?
Seems
Yeah,
like
that
it,
is.
huh?
Is that tire super roached out?
Yeah. Makes me love it more.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. Super roost. Okay,
100
shut it down. Go back
totally,
to that photo.
Totally awesome.
That's how my brain works. I just picked up on something because I saw the stock tires in the Tenere. I'm like,
This
I
is
forgot to
hard
talk about.
tonight.
These are all good bikes.
These are good ones.
Except for that one that I didn't like, the one with the Husky.
This is going up and it's staying up for a little bit. 'Cause I'm going to step away.
Oh, you got to go pee? You drank a beer and now you got to go pee and it's going to wreck the whole show.
How much more can you talk about the Yamaha?
Or do you have to go pet my cat? What's going on here? We're not done. Lowered seat height, stock, cut it myself.
So, okay, that's what I was going to ask. This is scooped out. All right,
Josh,
cool.
I don't know how tall you are. I'm 5, like probably
5.
9 1/4. I like throwing the 1/4 inch because
Okay.
5'9" 1/4, and I put a tall seat on my T7. So unless you're 5'2",
Well, this is really thin.
that's really thin. Well, he stands up all the time when you ride. That's how you ride an adventure bike. So the seat isn't that big of a deal.
Maybe hard enduro's out, and he needs the.
Oh, he's
he needs feet off
doing the
ground.
Pull-Tories. He's got numbers on it. He's got number 22. So
Maybe.
he's
It's a
kind of
race bike.
He's going Chad Reed on that thing.
Total race bike.
Yeah, full race bike. Thanks for helping me decide. Just found it in Texas on Wednesday 2 weeks ago and flew down and bought it and rode it home 950 miles.
Cool.
Just did its first oil change. Lots of fun so far. I agree with all that stuff.
He's using that bike.
Yeah.
That's awesome. He's got double takes.
And he's got
that.
the stock tires. I noticed the stock tires are on there and they look pretty worn as well.
What's that red thing
yeah, double
on the
tank.
front fork down at the bottom? Is that just a part of the graphics?
No, that's something. My mind doesn't have something like that on it. It's
Let's
probably
zoom
some
in.
sort of we can't because our
shoot.
technical director went to the bathroom.
Damn it. I think it's something on the graphics.
Do you imagine how bad you have to pee before you're just
To
going to have
bounce.
to get up and
He's
go?
just like, screw you guys.
You know what the funny thing is? Look, it's 8:59, so it's 2 hours in, and he had this all planned out, and we're running long.
He should have had a catheter. That's a rookie move. That's disappointing.
I totally agree. I think this bike Roost, Josh.
I came from Vegas out to this.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you get. So we're going to have to decide. And camel guards, yeah. Well, it's a camel guard. Maybe it's the camel. Josh is in the chat, and he says, what's that red thing on the side? Yeah. So Victor says he needs a catheter, too. Glad you. the fact that you think like Victor is very disturbing to me. Let's see. You're right. It was not a camel. It was in a hurry.
His camel was in a hurry.
You're right. Not a camel. Sorry, I was in a hurry. I don't know what. Oh, the brake pedal.
All right.
He probably ordered one.
Let's decide.
He said, Josh says, I already won once with my 450L in your yard. So he's taking the class. And he took a picture of his bike at the school, and we probably won him because he was in the school.
No. I think he's just saying he just took a picture in his front yard.
Oh, in his front yard. Okay.
Oh no, it wasn't our yard. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, in your yard. Okay.
Okay,
My yard,
let's
our yard.
decide on this bike.
Okay.
We got one more. So
Oh,
let's
geez.
decide on
This
hold on a second. No.
Tenere Roost, right?
Tenere Roost.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Roost.
a Roost.
Yeah, Yamaha.
Yeah, it's a great bike. It's a great Tenere. He's using it.
right.
Even though Yamaha sponsors
Great
this
machine.
show, we're not using any shill discrimination for doing this.
No.
It's a Roost.
Killer bike.
Hey, I'm a T7 rider too. We're family.
Yeah.
The T7 versus Husaberg will take place,
I got it.
And
I got mine. I love it.
and I'll tell you if the Yamaha loses, you'll hear about it right here in the show because it's really Husaberg world here. Even though they don't, you know what really bothered me more than anything is when
Tell
my
me.
parts from KTM started coming, and the Husaberg logo was replaced with the gas logo.
I was sad when I started getting stuff and the Husaberg dropped off.
They couldn't just add. They couldn't just keep it around.
Yeah.
For this, I'm sure there's
I'm sad.
old parts in the bin, but that new labeling bothered
I've
me.
kept quite a few of those boxes and packaging just for that reason.
Well, the good thing is now you know when you get a box from KTM that has the Husaberg logo on it, it's an old part.
It's been sitting around for a long
It's
time.
like stale milk.
Yeah, old, new stock.
Okay, our next one is
Is this the gas?
It's the gas
Is this the last one?
Last one of the night.
Jessica Lewis. Like the name.
Great.
Like the name.
Female riders.
Here is a picture
Awesome.
of my husband's gas.
Oh, why isn't it her bike?
This picture is taken in Mendocino County from our recent trip back to our hometown. His buddy has a new gas. Also, they spent 3 days riding, acting like teenagers back at their old stomping grounds.
Very cool.
Here's the list of modifications. He wishes a seat concept seat was on this list, but that's next. Don't give it away, Jessica, but he might be getting a Christmas present. Seat concepts, possibly the best made in the USA seats known to man. So he has listen to this, a 2022 Gas EX300.
There we go.
There we go. That's
The
how
full
you do
thing.
it. You know, it's funny how
It's because a woman did this.
it's funny how the ladies
followed the rules.
ladies
She followed
follow
the
the rules and
Fully.
listen to. Sometimes I hate my wife for this, but then I love her too. Enduro engineering skid plate, handguards, and radiator braces. Moto minded Evo headlight. Moose spark arrestor ends cap, TSP ECU flash. That's
them.
2-stroke performance.
That's them.
And a medium compression head.
Good.
So that sounds like a well set up machine. Yeah.
Good. Really
Nice.
good choices on that.
I like that they're following the rules. I'm not stoked on how you cropped that photo, Matt.
I did not crop the fender off.
I'm blaming you because you cut the fender off and you missed the front and back of the tire. If I put that picture in Dirt Rider magazine when I was the editor, if I submitted that picture to my art director,
they would burn the building down.
Well, he'd kick me in the nuts and then he'd tell me what an idiot I was, and then it would be me. So I'm pretty sure that Jessica, because she follows rules, sent an awesome picture.
Jessica had a great picture.
That was shot at a slightly lower angle, but the good thing is she doesn't have any harsh shadows and rude lighting in this photo.
Yeah, and there's more of a background. I mean,
and there's some background in there.
Yeah.
Of course, you cropped most of it out and everything. And that's at their. It looks like it's at their riding facility where they have awesome endurocross obstacles and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty fun place to ride.
And it's her husband and his buddy, and she supports that and knows how important that is for him. She submitted this. This is very cool. This is.
As far as it's a Roost.
It's a million
It's a Roost. Yeah, especially when your wife's behind what you're doing.
Good job, Jessica.
I couldn't do
cool.
Tech Talk Taco Tuesday without the support of my wife. She actually funds most of this. She clicks. You know what she does? She clicks 870 times on the YouTube link just so I get a lot of views.
Nice.
That's sweet of her.
And it makes me feel good. Yeah, it's definitely a Roost. Now we're down to the tough part. Mike's got all the pictures lying in front of him.
No, it's super easy for me.
And it's easy for him.
They all win. They all get it.
Oh.
Everybody wins.
What?
Yeah, they all win. I get to
everybody
gets it. Everybody gets it.
Dude, you're the best.
So here's why. Because Jessica, first of all, this is the sweetest thing.
Even this one that I endoed, this husky that's in the snow.
That's my least.
But you said everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold you to it.
That's fine. He gets it too.
That's good.
So the gas is this for sentimental reasons, like for the sweetness of this.
That's a super simple bike that shows that anything can win here.
Absolutely.
And it's good. It's
not overly fussy. He's riding hard enduro style, so he doesn't need a lot of stuff on it. Like this is
good.
Set up correctly.
Although you think he needs a Kickstarter.
So he's right. Here's the difference. I do. I think you should put a Kickstarter in there.
I call a spade a spade.
Fair enough. But I don't think this one needs it as much as the Australian guy. Well, because the distances and the Outback. Just
the
where
Outback,
this guy is.
yeah.
This guy could
no matter where your battery dies,
he could die.
You can't bump start it.
The koalas they're
aggressive,
deadly.
yeah.
They're deadly.
Yeah, you did look them wrong, and I heard they're really bad.
Gas gets it.
Yeah.
The KX500,
there's no question.
No question.
No question.
That's the ultimate all-time winner.
This is from
there.
Australia, so
that's
it gets
from Australia,
it. Yeah,
and he's just got this weird Franken bike. He's got.
Yeah, we like all the Oz guys.
Okay.
That's good.
It's a weird bike.
T7?
The T7, he's riding it. He's having
Blue
a good
Crew,
time on
yeah.
it. He sought after that bike, went down, got it, rode it home. Loved the story behind that.
Shark graphics.
This guy's riding in the snow. He's an all-season rider.
Right.
They all get it. Just email info@tacomoto.co, or you got to email Matt first.
Yeah,
so
email
go through
Matt.
Go through Matt.
Jimmy Lewis Off-Road.
Yeah, Matt will handle you. You guys are all winners. It's I absolutely completely hate what you just did because you just gave everybody an award, and I want a winner and a loser. But you know what? You're running this
I have
show.
a most favorite and least favorite, so there's that.
That's why I'm going to bring up this new reed valve.
Is it new? Doesn't look new to me.
It's got a lot of miles
That
on
doesn't
it.
look new.
No, this reed valve is actually both me and you have touched this quite a bit because this was a bike that back in the early days you needed a 2019 KTM 350 to run some stuff on it. And I said, yeah, no problem. I'm not scared of having my bike go out and wreck your dyno. And it came back, and did it come back with an ECU on it or something?
No, I think we brought it back stock as we got it.
No. It can't because it came back with
except the window frame around that was missing.
No, this was missing. This was out, and I had.
Oh, was it out?
Yeah, and I said, "Hey, where's my reed valve?" He goes, "You don't want that," and I go, "Oh, yes, I do."
Yeah. Okay.
And so here's this is the interesting discussion I wanted to get into with Mike, just in general, but it's kind of funny. We agree to disagree, or we agree.
Oh, I think we agree fully on this.
So the reed valve in the KTM intake is there for
a reason.
Sound.
Yeah.
100% for sound. It's not in there for performance, but in testing this,
there is a performance benefit. There's a happy accident.
It's exactly. That's a perfect word for it. It's a happy accident. When they put this in there, and it was kind of because other people had done this, like Bob had brought up earlier, Alfa Romeo did this in cars.
No.
Athena.
The Italian company.
Italian Athena did this in
For cars.
a car.
For
head design.
Scirocco's and all that high-performance four-cylinder stuff.
So early high-performance four-cylinder stuff. What were their reeds made of? Were they metal reeds? Thin stainless steel? They had to be for durability.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Maybe somebody should do some research, Bob. Tomorrow on the internet, when you're gobbling down all kinds of false information, you need to find out what the reeds in those cylinder heads
They
were made of.
When two-strokes had reed valves.
Right, but I don't think carbon fiber was that big back then. And then there were fiberglass reeds and stuff, but the lifespan of a fiberglass reed is not that long in the grand scheme of automotive stuff.
It should be longer.
Yeah, they still fray. There's the material frays at
They're operating past their frequency.
the edge.
range.
So anyhow, these are the reeds that are inside of these things, and so the side effect is, in my world, just from riding it and from the very first time, it's like it has better torque at lower RPMs.
Yeah.
The RPMs that most of us, I don't care who you are, most of us really ride at. Once you're quarter throttle in, this thing has no advantage and no disadvantage. But depending on the displacement of the bike and how much air is flowing through this particular device that's stuffed into your intake track, when you get to little above half to 3/4 to full, there's definitely some restriction. It blocks the amount of air, and the amount of air determines the amount of fuel you can put in, and it determines the power, because fuel is power, and how much air can you mix with it, and the more air you can stuff in, i.e. turbocharging, supercharging, all this kind of stuff like that. You
Suck, squeeze, bang, blow.
Right. It's basic physics. So I'm a big fan of keeping these things in, and 93% of the world disagrees with me. They take these out. And I kind of want to know, like, because you deal with this all day long. And if you take this out, I think that you need to do something on the fuel tuning side, whether that's just a fuel tuner or an ECU, to make it work. By the way, is John Sermon still clipping out little sections of this? John, this is the one. By the way, thank you, John.
Yeah,
Doing a good job. Killing
he's doing
it.
a great job. Yeah, there's some that
Is he getting paid?
I actually sent him some money. Yeah.
Whoa! I got it. I heard about this. I heard about it through his source. So, anyways,
Yeah.
So good. So this is the KTM Reed secret that nobody wants to talk about. That's how you call it.
Ooh.
KTM Reed secret that no one wants to talk about. So on the smaller displacement bikes, especially this bike, these make a certain amount of advantage. But in the way that I ride, even my 500, my newer 500s that have these, guess what? Every single one of them has the reed valve in it, and everybody goes, "You're crazy." I rode from Ensenada to to Cabo on a KTM 500 with the reed valve in it. Am I an idiot?
No.
I was going really fast. I was riding with some guy that's like really fat. He might have won Dakar. Ricky Brabeck.
I heard of him.
Yeah,
I don't know who he is.
I wouldn't say that I was
think he's up here somewhere.
I wouldn't say I was, quote, keeping up with him, but he didn't have to wait that long.
I have been in this room when Ricky Brabeck was here, and I held his Dakar trophy.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy cool.
Yeah. So, anyways, this little thing can't be that bad, right?
Good or bad.
Good or bad. I think well, here's the thing, is I'm trying to find out a way to make it better. This is where my mind goes.
Okay.
Because I know there's advantage to it, and I know there's disadvantage. Because basically, you have a hole that's at least this big, because this thing fits into the intake track, so it's this big.
This is the amount of air volume that you're going to pull through.
And so
your intake valve.
we're holding up the reed valve, and it's a square, and then you have this kind of small hole, and you're losing. I'm saying 30% of the volume.
It's not
You're
nothing.
restricting it down to 30% of the volume, which is something. And so, is there a way you can gain the advantages of this, the torque feel, the drivability feel that they're able to get to it? Can you tune to it? And do any of the ECUs, like the whole ECU conversions, have a setting for leaving this in? Or do they just say throw them out?
Well, so really good questions. I love that you brought this up. Reeds on a 4-stroke are not new, as Bob talked about. Honda uses these in the XRs.
And in those applications we talked about, those reeds it went air filter, carburetor, reed valve, then valves.
But all for the same reason of intake reversion. So
right. So you don't want any back pressure coming in. So it has to do with cam overlap.
Correct.
And so all of a sudden, where there's a little bit of cam overlap, instead the pulse goes back towards the carburetor and or fuel injector or throttle body or wherever the fuel's coming in. It was these were carburetor.
It would
days.
confuse the carburetor because the Venturi effect doesn't know if it's going this way or that way, and so you'd get like a little double blip, a little overfueling.
Yeah, and so now with fuel injection, which doesn't care about this
we
kind
don't
of
care
thing,
about this.
They can put it behind. And here's where I think the reason why it becomes the advantage is because now when that pulse comes back, it comes back, but the reed valve closes, and it actually kind of packs in, some more air that's going to get sucked in, and hopefully that air isn't. It's a little bit burnt. I mean, that's the funny thing is like what is that air that's going back in? Like, is it good air? Bob's waving his hand. He's going to offer some nugget of advice.
It only works at a specific frequency.
Frequencies.
Of whatever the reeds are set.
Right.
So have to change the reeds.
Talking about different reed frequencies and stuff, but in reality, when the pulse comes back, it closes. The minute the reeds they're spring loaded naturally. And then the pulse kind of comes back and helps seal it up. Then it's a sealed chamber, and it pressurizes it. And then the minute that piston starts going back down, and that overlap is really small,
but it's noticeable.
Instead of it going back and just you're losing that, which you do on a 4-stroke without this, you're getting some benefit. And at the higher RPMs, it's all happening so fast. It's not as much as it's. In my brain, I can't see that it would be as much of a disadvantage. But at the lower RPMs, where there's longer time lapses between those cycles, that little bit of valve overlap makes a big difference. And where it hurt it makes sound. Like there's that explosion noise, and that noise, the airbox, the intake growl,
the intake roar
comes out, and that's what this thing is kind of designed to stop. But Now you're sort of charging up the intake track, and it can squirt the gas in, and then that extra bit of air, it's more like when that intake valve opens, instead of it being lost, it's charged and pressurized. So it's kind of an advantage, and everybody goes, well, it's limiting how much power I can get, and then I go back to my thing. Where was your throttle position? What were you doing? So
So you could try a 2-stage valve like Boyson used to do. I don't know if they.
So a double-stage reed valve would be.
That's a wider frequency range.
One thing, yeah, that'd be. That's it. Or on this, which is it's like the V-Force type reed. It's a double reed. Mm-hmm. They're trying to get as much reed surface. You could have different thicknesses of reed valves on both sides. And I'm looking at this thing, and I'm going, I could take a porting tool of this thing right now.
Open this up in here.
And I could definitely open it up, but not in this cheap plastic cage. You'd have to probably, I could open it up, but then you're going to have to remanufacture it in something that's a little more robust.
Yeah, you need a stainless steel body.
Yeah, possibly something that's, or even aluminum would work, just something that's going to hold itself together, because there's no stress on that. Although we've seen in chassis flexing and stuff like that, and you asked, why do you have this, and did it pop out? And yes, in my stock bikes, those things have moved and popped around. A lot of times you find them displaced; they're just kind of hanging out there.
Well, you have positive air pressure. Every air pulse is trying to push this thing out.
Yeah, and with all the just different oils and chemicals and stuff, the seal, the ring that pops in there, once that thing kind of gets dislodged.
It's just a vulcanizing glue that holds that little window frame.
Yeah. Like I said, if it ever backfires, a good backfire, poof, that'll tend to pop it. And so it was kind of designed to do one thing, and it had an advantage, kind of like by default. It has a rideability disadvantage, or rideability advantage. But they spent a lot of time tuning that thing to work with this, and when you just pull it out, and so the reason that's sitting in your hand right now is because it popped out of my 350. I was cleaning the air filter, and it popped out. And
It was
I'm
in there rolling around.
it was just hanging out there.
We've seen them rolling around, but yeah.
Yeah, it didn't get all the way out, or maybe it popped out and sucked itself back in, but I doubt it. But it was just hanging out there, and so I pulled it out, and I took it, and I went, and the next time I went and rode the bike, I rode it with it out to just say, Jimmy, are you freaking crazy? I noticed it right away because I went and did some technical stuff, some single track trail where you need drivability and traction, and it was hard. The bike was harder to ride. 350 already, it's better than a 250. But it's not as good as a 300. But I noticed that I struggled a little with the readout compared to the day before I rode through there, and I didn't. So I like reeds.
Yeah.
So
Jerry, make that a shirt. I like reeds. And it doesn't have to say anything about 2 strokes or 4 strokes, but it would imply that I'm a 2-stroke guy, which is kind of cool these days.
Make 2 strokes great again.
They are. But anyways, it just says I like reeds, and then you could say, or he's kind of one of those like that 4-stroke guys. Like, we're not really sure about this guy. Yes, Bob, you're raising your hand.
They measured whatever the annoying frequency was when
Yes.
they were doing their sound stuff to pass all the sound tests.
Remember, Bob, that you do not have a microphone and that nobody can hear you. So when you talk, it's kind of like the Peanuts. So
I can hear him here.
of course you can hear him. You're not hearing him. You're hearing it right through the outside of this.
Okay.
That's why this is a professionally run podcast, and we should get him a mic. You know what? Let's get him a mic next time with the voice-o-matron.
I thought we've already pitched this.
Well, how come it hasn't happened? You mean
funding?
I pitched it and it went before the board review
One of these
commission.
sponsors over here needs to fund that.
Oh, the Bob microphone. Bob, can you get a sponsor to bring you on the show? Because there's no way we can do you without the show.
Victor says I can hear him.
He's talking about Victor can hear him. Okay.
So let me finish my point. So they have this annoying frequency, and so they put the reed valves in there to move it. And so now it's not annoying where they're doing their drive-by sound test at whatever RPM.
Yeah, there is a sound factor for that.
This is about as stupid as talking about that oil filter that had magnetic pulses going
What
through it.
the hell are these bikes even made of?
Ron Hart just made it in late. Ron, you missed an awesome show. And if you're coming in this late, this show should be over and done with at this point. Mike, Taco Mike, we already had the product of the week. Do you have another thing that everybody should buy before Christmas?
Yeah, I brought a lot of stuff because we have had quite a few product releases. We came out with a 3,000 hour fuel filter, and the killer app about this is
Fuel pump.
Fuel pump, rather. Yeah,
It's okay. I have the fuel filter over here, by the way.
that's a fuel filter.
You know what's funny is I hope a lot of this
Filter
stuff
your tequila through that.
I already did. You didn't see me over here, like.
It's a straw, and you'll get down to 10 micron.
Oh no, I put it in my nose.
Oh, there's the one
Okay,
filter that.
so back to the fuel pump.
Yeah, so we spent years developing this. So how this came about is there are known DNFs, there are known issues with the fuel pumps, stock fuel pumps.
For sure.
And it is not to a level that is recall. So I've been asked, well, how come KTM doesn't recall these pumps? Because it's not to that level.
Well, KTM doesn't drop dirt in their tank and then ride the bike and then drop more dirt in the tank and ride the bike.
There's a lot of reasons why.
Which is like kind of number 2 or 3 down the list. And then, there's voltage regulations.
This thing is a small motor. It's a small motor.
Right.
And it just is under a lot of heat stress too, because you've got heat loading in the gas, so the gas is hot. So you're doing a lot of hard service to this motorcycle fuel pump that on a car fuel pump you don't have those strains and stresses.
Right.
So what we did is, for a long time, when I would hear that he had a bad fuel pump, I would send him a shipping call tag, and I got dozens and dozens of failed stock fuel pumps, and then I cut them open to figure out what was going on, and was able to discern and discover the failure points of the stock pump. And then I bought I did a video not that long ago. I don't know if you saw it, but I bought every single aftermarket fuel pump, cut them open, and then examine those. And so with all of that information, this is the result. And so this is basically taking what was great. Now, there's a couple of things that's great about the stock fuel pump. It is carbon to carbon. So the top of the armature is carbon. The brushes are carbon. So carbon to carbon is the ideal setup. None of the aftermarket pumps have carbon on the top of the pump motor there, raw copper.
Right.
And so and then we put the largest bushing on the bottom that we could get. So we just basically beefed up.
So what are the failure points inside stock?
Failure points are the bushing on the bottom. It seizes up. It's too small.
Right.
It's undersized. The top.
And that's from like debris and stress wearing on it, or just sustained use?
All of the above.
Okay.
Because think about the one thing that's happening inside your fuel tank is this is putting out, I don't have the number in my 30, I'd have to look it up, but let's say, I think it's like 34 gallons per hour of fuel.
Right.
So this is pumping way more, many magnitudes more fuel through itself, recycling than is needed by the injector.
So it's putting a lot of pressure on itself.
It's recycling the fuel. And so it's just kind of,
because where's the blow off on the stock system?
it's up at the top. So
Okay.
on the stock one, there is a fuel pressure regulator. And
Right.
so that bypass fuel is coming back down and being sprayed on the outside of the pump as a cooling mechanism.
Right.
So you're just recycling the fuel almost endlessly, and that there are microparticles that are not being picked up by the in-tank filter, and so that's just grit that this thing is working through. So,
Right.
So that grit is attacking the bearing. It's attacking both the top and the bottom bearing. So the bottom bearing is where we see a lot of failures. We've seen failures where the magnet has cracked. I've seen cracked magnets, and so the magnet shards just
And that's generally
seize up.
from heat or vibration.
I think it's vibration.
So would the bearing on the bottom go out first?
I don't know. When I cut these open,
or you get some play in there, and all of a sudden, then you're going to get some
play.
Is it a bearing or a bushing?
It's a bushing.
Bushing.
To be clear, it's
Yeah,
a bronze.
bushing. Yeah,
it's
bushing.
a bronze wear bushing. Yes. So there's been various failure points on the stock one, and we just essentially designed around all those and then improved on that. And then the reason we call this 3,000 hours is because we had this in a test jig with heated fuel for 3,000 hours. And I have one on my personal bike with 3,000 hours on it, and I went to Baja on it, and I'm going to continue to run it to failure. So I'm intentionally going to run that pump to failure. And hopefully I'm not stranded in too crazy of a situation, but I'm prepared for that because I have another one in my backpack.
Yeah, so I've had two in all the bikes, and I didn't like a lot of hours and stuff like that. In all the bikes, I've had two. One that I think completely failed, and one that started failing. I just got like low fuel pressure, and this is before I had your tool, by the way. Taco Moto sells a really cool fuel pressure inline fuel gauge that now I can check my bikes very quickly. When you have a lot of bikes, it's a cool thing to have.
It's a good maintenance thing. Like once a year, just check your fuel pressure.
And here's the thing, guys: if you have 3 or 4 friends or whatever that have the same bike, or any fuel injected bike that has the same connectors and stuff like this, buy one of these tools. Each pitch in $10-15. Get the tool and share it.
Win on this, and then that's your money to buy one of those.
Send a bike in for Roost or Endo, and you can go there too. Matt, what time's bedtime for you?
26 minutes ago.
26 minutes ago? That's okay.
And that's not a lot.
I'm going to bring my cat in here, and
Okay.
you can pet my cat, and then you just pass out over there.
Pet my cat is a euphemism.
So, but anyways, okay, that's a cool thing.
We're stoked by this.
Yeah.
So we've sent this out. I sent these out to a bunch of the guys who are racing the Baja 1000. So this pump was in, I think, 9 or 10 bikes in the 1000 this year. I've got a guy who's going to run this.
That was almost half the field, by the way.
Half the field of bikes? No, there were a lot of bikes this year. It was a
Really?
good number. Yeah, there were 22 guys in the Ironman class.
Oh, it's funny.
Huge.
Oh, there are very few pros. In other words, no pro bikes, all sportsmen.
So I did have two pro bikes.
Yeah, that's
two
good.
pro bikes.
Yeah. So
out of
that's half
9.
the field.
Yeah. half of the pro field. No, none of the Hondas. So this is interesting. This is basically a design compromise. So this pump was made so small so it could fit down into the side wing. And this brings up a really bigger, more interesting question of
I get
the
extra
new
fuel
chassis.
capacity?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
The new chassis design, as you've seen, the pump is inside of the tank at the top instead of down in the bottom wing.
Right.
So when this was designed, it was all designed around size because that side wing can only be so big. Ideally, you'd have a pump motor as big as the pump
The
now.
Honda ones, the huge
Honda
ones. Yeah.
So the Hondas don't suffer durability
It's overbuilt.
because it's overbuilt. It's
car pump.
It's a car pump. This is like the smallest pump in any dirt bike.
This is when you start talking about like differences in manufacturers and philosophies and different things, like companies like Honda and Yamaha like typically overbuild something for durability because that's their
that's the ethos of their brand.
Correct.
And kind of the philosophy.
KTM type of things is like they're like race light as possible. They don't care whether the durability of the wire that they have isn't going to last, X amount of times of getting smashed.
That's right.
Where like that fails at some sort of, and it's like, hey, that's why the bike is this much lighter, and that's why these crazy stuff that goes on, and that's why. In this, I'll bet you this fuel pump costs way more than any manufacturer would be willing to spend for speccing out a stock fuel pump.
Yeah, the OEM would never put in a pump of this caliber. We also make this in the U.S. We assemble this in the U.S., so that's a unique
USA
thing
made.
Too. Yeah, so we searched long and hard to find.
It's the colors of my nice Pabst Blue Ribbon shirt, red, white, and blue.
So obviously 10X didn't have this pump. 10X, incidentally, did have this pump. They had this pump in their bike. They had an electrical failure. So the problem, and interesting that you talked about wire harnesses, because I think they had a wire harness issue. There are teams that are changing. So if you own a KTM,
you make a wiring harness now too.
Well, why
do you make that?
This is an accessory harness. This is not an OEM harness.
Not an
OEM. No. So just really quick
you would.
about OEM harnesses. We might make OEM harnesses. There are factory level race teams on KTM products that are changing their wiring harnesses 10 hours every race because there's some known durability issues that come up on. It's no secret that KTM, what you just said, KTM designs for performance, weight and performance, where you have Honda and other manufacturers that are building more durable machines. That is not a secret. I am not letting any cat out of the bag.
No.
So with that performance, weight,
and some people just
trade-offs.
they just don't know this because it's just like, well, it's red or it's blue or it's orange or the other red or it's white. There's just there is just like. If you have guitars, like certain brands of guitars play different, sound different. I don't know anything about what I just said. I just know that what I said is true.
Yep.
Are you play guitars, Matt? In your sleep, like you're doing right now?
I do a lot of air guitar when I'm running.
Air guitar.
Yeah.
But these things about the the parts and just the connectors and certain things you find in one brand you never find in another. Like I'm always blown away. Why doesn't Yamaha build a dual sport bike, a 450cc dual sport bike?
The world wants to know. I don't know.
I think they would kill it if they would kill it if they did. They have a really good platform for it. But I wonder this all the time. It's like I just think there's something in their ethos, like we talk about, that they can't meet the standard that they would need to meet in order for them to allow themselves to build that kind of a bike. And then they understand it's like, okay, if somebody really wants one, they'll make it themselves. They'll take one of our bikes and turn it into that or whatever. Or maybe they'll go someplace else and we're only losing this small amount of market share and it's not worth the millions of dollars of investment to. It's
a good opportunity for the aftermarket to come along and then turn those bikes into true dual sport machines. Well, that's the pump, and then this is just a wire harness. So what this does is this essentially turns any. So this particular one, this one is our Gen 1. We make this in-house. This is our design build, and what it does is it allows you all of the lighting functions like of an EXC. So you could take any of the KTM products that
I could take my XCF
that have a push-pull headlight. So any KTM product that has a headlight and a tail light with a push-pull headlight switch. And so we connect to that with the rest of this. This goes behind your Speedo, and then you've got turn signals, horn, brake. We give you, and this is all OEM. So what is unique about this is that this is an aftermarket component. This is not made by KTM. This is made by us, and we give you extra bells and whistles. So we give you switched power, switched low draw power. Up at the handlebars, we give you an SAE cord. I guess I should turn it this way. We give you an SAE cord at the bars. We give you
so you could GPS. Actually charge your battery through that. So
you can charge your battery through this. Yeah. You could run heated grips, a heated jacket through that. You can put your GPS on that. That's your
brake switch.
That's your micro switch, your Marcor OEM micro switch, and then we give you a brake pressure switch in the rear, and then you've got.
Is there a lot of people that are converting bikes?
Tons.
Still, they want to convert bikes that aren't designed to be dual sport bikes into dual sport bikes,
and it's for land use issues. So
yeah.
when you put a plate on a bike, so if the beauty of putting a plate on anything is you jump over the red and green sticker stuff that's happening in
Right.
California, and a lot of the states now.
Certain states.
A lot of the. So, for example, like you can't ride a non-plated bike on any Forest Service. There's a lot of the government agencies that will stop you, local sheriffs. So more and more land use issues in the United States are
So you need to be able to connect trails by using dirt roads.
Yeah.
And this is a good thing.
It's a growing thing.
So you want to ride your sort of more competition type bike and do that. Do you know how Baja Designs got started?
Yeah, doing this.
Yeah. That reminds me of Alan Roach back in 1987 sent me something like this for a Honda XR 250.
Okay, put a plate on XR 250.
Bolted it on, you could do this in California back in the day.
Not anymore.
And
So
Mark Daniels wants to, where is this harness on your site?
We don't have it on the site because it's super complicated. Because I'll tell you why. Because you can order just the harness, and then I have a spreadsheet that I send you, and then you add on the features. Because in doing all the preliminary research to market this and to do this, there are guys who are like, I only want a horn. Or I only want one feature or two features or three features. And
so you check the boxes and you get what you want.
Basically, you build this a la carte. Everything builds off the harness, and then you want a horn, you check in or out. You want a headlight, here's all the headlight options. Do you want a left-hand master switch? Here's the options. So you can just build this as simple or as complicated as you want.
But it's not on the website yet.
It's not on the website yet. You just send me an email, and then I'll send you a link to like a dark web website.
Oh yeah,
that has a.
So you have to buy this on the dark web. I knew this is where this was going.
You have to buy this on the dark web.
So now we've crossed over from going from
with
like
Bitcoin,
illicit sites that I might be involved
on
with
OnlyFans.
now to dark web marketing. That's good.
Yes.
We're going to get banned from YouTube for
and
this.
these ship from Mexico.
And Matt just woke up again.
So that's that. We just released these, and it's very
Alan
cool.
made those in his garage in Solana Beach. It sounds familiar from where Taco Moto started.
Well, right now we make these out of our shop in North Las Vegas, Nevada. So we're super cool, super excited about these. These are really cool. It took years to develop this, to work this out. All these connectors are KTM OEM stuff, so it's legit. I'm very excited about it.
That's good. I'm excited too. All of my bikes come with that stuff stock, but I start in a weird direction. Although the Yamaha YZ250FX, if it was a KTM, you could get the parts on it and get some blinkers and turn signals. Yeah. So, but anyways, that's the other product of the week, the Taco Moto product of the week.
Wow.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jimmy. Let's do a couple.
No, thanks, Mike, for letting all of our submissions. Everybody got an award tonight.
Everybody wins, just like soccer, 5th grade, just like modern. Like everybody gets a certificate.
That's good about that. Hey, thanks everybody for joining in, participating in the chat. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this show, give us a like or subscribe. Do you like how I said that? I never said I would say that, except for like I say it all the time.
Send money.
Thumbs ups. Oh,
yeah. Super chats. Yeah, because I'm sure we're going to get banned from YouTube, so you better pay for it so we can hire the lawyer to get us back on after talking about the dark webs. We do talk about motorcycles, and now make one for the 2023 300 XC with the stator upgrade somehow.
Yes. Look for that.
Hey, Ron.
It's on my bench right now.
Yeah.
And, early next year.
Yeah, so awesome. If you thought this show was okay, you can also check out our archives. We have some archives with some old shows. But potentially the best show ever, according to Jerry Bernardo, was the show Jerry Bernardo was on.
Is that number 8?
Yeah, no, it's a 160 something or other. It says
might have been 160.
160.
Number 8, 160, and this one.
Oh, were you on number 8?
No.
What was on number 8?
I don't know. Wasn't that the guy that's coming in next week?
Crazy Nate.
That was
Better Rider podcast. It's a whole different thing. I'm actually serious there. I don't wear Pabst Blue Ribbon gear.
Ban me.
That's through the Jimmy Lewis off-road riding school.
By the way, if you've got somebody that wants to learn how to ride motorcycles over Christmas, they want to become a dirt biker like us, which is probably a bad example, but we have the Learn to Ride online course. Matt will have a discount code for you. Email Matt at jimmylewisoffroad.com. It'll give you a super secret discount code.
Tech Talk 22.
That's what it is. Now you heard it. You don't even have to email them anymore.
Also, if you have anyone who's in the Las Vegas area or doesn't mind driving a little further than an hour, December 10th, I have a Learn to Ride class out here in Pahrump, Nevada.
Do it.
Yeah.
For anyone who is, if you have someone in your life that you want to have a safe introduction to riding off-road, send them my way.
The Jerry Bernardo show was a roller coaster. Oh, you're telling me. It's my favorite show because it was the one I had to talk the least at. Actually, he didn't even, I had to go to counseling afterwards because he wouldn't let me talk about myself. He interrupted me
wounded?
every time. You let me talk about myself. In fact, you started this show out in a kind of a weird way. You were complimenting me.
The guest was talking about the host who was talking about the host.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
So meta.
Hey, double take mirrors. Thanks a lot. Bulletproof Designs. We're trying to get discount codes from all these companies.
Yep.
Matt's working on this, and that's why you don't have them yet. But if you want one, email Matt, and he'll see what he can do. Matt's class is not a secret. It's out.
Yeah, December 10th.
The regular classes are completely sold out, by the way, so you're going to have to wait till we release our next newsletter.
Congratulations,
That's good.
Matt.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, congratulate me because my regular classes are sold out.
Oh, your regular class. Well, Matt needs to sell out too. And
I know.
Matt needs to
He needs to sell out just
He
like
needs to
I
beat
did.
you by one.
So, hey, I think we're going to wrap this up. So what do we usually say? I'm going to have another beer real quick. Not on
See
the
you
show.
on the trail.
We'll see you out on the trail.
Go out and get some adventure.
Cheers.